Seen this on television way in the past if you've been a miniature golf fan for a long time. And if you haven't, which is most of you, we're ready. We've got 26 great players here, as Kaz just told you. Stroke play for the first two rounds in order to qualify for match play. The top 8 players move on. This the first World Putting League event ever. And the whole fun of it is you can follow along and bet on it and wager. These are some of the best putters in the world. The odds have been calculated based on their statistics on these holes at the Minigolf Masters and the U.S. Open over the years. But every day is a new day. Right now we've got overcast skies. Temperature a little bit cooler as we are only in the low 60s right now. We're not going to get much out of the 60s. Maybe we touch 70 by the time it's over with. Does that affect these guys? Believe it or not, it does. As you see, the Hawaiian Rumble, the volcano in the middle. I'm a little disappointed. It's been turned off, so the volcano will not be erupting today during the competition. The carpet that they're playing on is the best in the business. This surface does get faster as it gets warmer, which is interesting. These competitors are going to have to measure their speeds based on what they see. And based on the sunshine right now, there's our first match of the day. Tim Talley and Tony Varnador getting set to get started. That's actually not Tim and Tony, but they are, yeah, it is. They're getting ready to go over at the first tee. And by the way, you see Tim's got the ball grabber there. That's me. The ball grabber on the end of his putter there, the little rubber circle. Think about practicing miniature golf. Obviously, they can bend over and take the ball out of the hole. That's not a big deal. But you come out here and you practice the miniature golf. You play about 15 balls at a time. You're going to wear your back out. So let's get down to the first tee, and let's get the first tee time going. All right, so here's Tim Talley. There are a couple of ways to play this first hole. Tim's going to play the front door putt, trying to make it straight in, and he did. And that's a great start. Excellent way to start the World Putting League. And there's the ball grabber. Love that. Love that. Now Tony Varnador. And you see Tony is going to play a different shot here. These guys all pick their starting line, and they pick where they're going to aim it, and then they pick which part of the hole they expect it to go in. There is a backdoor putt here at number 1. Usually they play that from the right, so I want to see. Tony's playing a new shot here. And he's going to play front door also, trying to get it to line up, and that's beautiful. So with the carpet a little slower, they're not worried about it getting away from them. The front door putt's a good option. And both Tim Talley and Tony Varnador have aced the first. Among the many things you can bet on, total number of aces for anybody in this field, total number of aces over under on the various holes. And we go back down to Kaz.
I'm here with Bob Detweiler, the owner of Hawaiian Rumble and a legend and a veteran in this game. Bob, I just want to ask you, what are your thoughts about the competitors and the talent that we've got out here today?
I'll tell you, we have the best talent that mini-golf can supply. We have Olivia Prokopova from Czech Republic. She has won the Masters 4 times and the U.S. Open 5. And she's a great competitor.
Absolutely. And this course specifically is regarded as one of the most.
Tim Talley, that's his putt at the third. All right, we got a couple of potential technical difficulties there with Kaz and Bob. We'll hear more from Bob Detweiler, the man behind the Hawaiian Rumble. Yeah, we will check back with them here momentarily. Meanwhile, you saw out on the golf course, Tony Varnador has aced the first 2 holes. Tim Talley made a 2 back at number 2, and here's the tee shot at 3. You go around the right-hand side. It's a bad bounce. looking to hit a little smoother spot on the rock there and go straight in off the rock. That one came violently back at him. It's not the shot he was looking for. And it'll be a deuce for Tony Varnador. All right. So Varnador goes 1-1-2. And that's a nice start. You shoot somewhere around 30. Got to imagine that's going to be enough to advance here. A couple of 30s, so 60 through your first 2 rounds. It is a 36-hole stroke play qualifier. We're cutting from 26 players down to the top 8, and then match play tomorrow right here at the Hawaiian Rumble. Now we're out at the 4th. This hole a little different now with the carpet. The new carpet, it's slower. This is a putt that goes in. You go up this slope on the left. Do not hit the rocks, and then just gravity takes it to the hole. The problem is it's not running out. They don't want to play a deflection shot, so that's an easy deuce for Tony. But that's the shot they've traditionally played. And even as many as 2 and 3 and 4 sets of carpet ago, it would get to the hole. But with this new carpet and the cool conditions, it's not running out. Let's see if Tim Talley can find a spot. The problem is if you get it all the way up there and it hits the rocks, it deadens it. And if you play it firm enough to bank it off the rocks, then you can't get a good line. So Talley, that's about as much run as you're going to get. This is as good as you can do. Oh, he could have made it there. So Tim Talley hit the spot. I mean, he was millimeters from those rocks on the left. He got the most rollout you could possibly get. It just didn't line up for Tim Talley. So they go quickly through the first 4. One of the things you can bet on over-under now for these 26 competitors on aces just on that 4th hole that we were just looking at. Ordinarily, they're going to make it about half the time, but as we're seeing, can't quite get it to line up with enough speed. So off they go to the 5th. You see that little sign on the right-hand side of the 5th? The 5th hole has a name. It's called Makai. Every one of these holes is named after something Hawaiian. 5 hardly ever lines up, believe it or not. As close as a call as that was, they just don't go in as often as you'd like here at 5. So that's Tim Talley's hit a dry patch here. He aced the 1st, and he's made 3 deuces in a row now, and that's his 4th. So pressure's starting to mount. 6th hole is not a gimme either. Let's see if Tony Varnador can get this to line up here at 5. You're going to try to get this off the rail on the left and to come in off the sideboard there from the left. He played a straighter shot, looking for a firmer kick than that, just didn't get it. So it's funny, these guys do have they have the faster condition. Usually your daytime shot is one that requires a little less pace because it's going to go faster. We're back over at the 1st now. Randy Orr tried to play the front door putt, couldn't get it to go. Varnador makes his 2 back at the 5th. And the 6th hole is actually just dead left of him. Here's something interesting for Randy Orr here at number 1 is the referee with the match is measuring the 6 inches from any obstruction. So Orr lips out, and that is, that's devastating. And by the way, you're not done here yet either. Different challenge here is you can't, unlike big golf, you can't read these. Oh, he's lipped out again. And now we're going to have to measure it again. That is an absolute disaster. We'll go ahead to 6. Tony Varnador. Up the hill. Try to get this to go a couple of rails. You just got to hammer this. That it just doesn't go in very often. All right, this back here at number 1, this is Randy Orr. This is for 4. Now you're going to make 3 or 4 aces. All of a sudden you're 3 over through 1. He is going to have to really hustle in order to make it. Up at 6. Oh, immediately left. And you saw the deuce putt there for Tony Varnador. That becomes a 3, his first bogey of the round. Here's Tim Talley. We'll go back to the 1st. Kent Crawford. Kent Crawford is going to play the front door putt here. Now, with this putt, The front door putt here for Kent Crawford is you only want to hit this just to the crest of that first slope. That's it. You want to hit this about 6 inches. That's plenty of speed. Too much. Lips out. He's got a tough comebacker. Tim Talley, we can tell you, has tapped in at 6. They will head on over to the 7th. The 7th is an interesting hole, but let's stay here and see if Kent Crawford can make this one at 1. We saw Randy Orr lip out there, and it wound up going to be a 4. Cranford got it. All right, so disaster averted for Kent Cranford. They'll head over to 2. We can head over to 6. Matt, let's go over to let's head over to the 7th hole there, camera 2. Yeah, this is a fun hole. Look at the target that Tim is lining up here. He's only hitting this about 3 feet left. He's going to try to play a carom off the rocks there, hard to the right. Got it, and it backs up here. It backs up, and he's lined it up. That went in. Pretty sure that went in. It did, yeah. It's right behind some words for me, but you watch that ball actually backs up and heads, to the left-hand side of this hole. So let's see now. Varnador saw it. Now Varnador's playing a little different starting position. So a little different starting position. Now you got to aim this in a little different spot in the rocks, but the idea is the same thing. Too far left, and it goes left from there. Okay, good effort. Just missed his spot back on the rocks by an inch or 2, and that's why it didn't work out back here. So that's a deuce for Varnador. All right, we're back over to the first. There's a couple of legends right there. Gary Hester on the right in the white hat, and Greg Newport on the left. Greg Newport, a former Minigolf Masters champion. Same for Hester. Newport's multiple winner. This back over now at 7. Tony Varnador. Essentially, this is a straight putt. You see a little depression there off the right-hand side, but you play it up that left-hand side. This is a front door effort. Trying to make this in straight in, but it's uphill until about the last 2 feet, then it flattens out. And that's too much. And you can really, that is not a backdoor effort. That's a testing deuce putt coming back down the hill. Problem is, if you leave it short, it will come back to you. So Varnador has got to go. That is a nightmare right there. I mean, that's every bit of 6 feet. Players getting the 6 inches away from the obstruction. It doesn't matter if it goes closer to the hole or not. And now you got a putt that you're trying to read some break in. It looks like it might move a little bit to the right. You can't hammer it, take the break out of it, or you'll putt it all the way back off the front. Get there. Good putt. Nice putt from Tony Varnador. Yeah, that's a good save. Players playing the Chromax golf ball. That's the official golf ball, the Mini Golf Masters here. And it's available in gold also. Let's see what Tim Talley can do. This one of the few holes that you just play straight in, right at it. But getting the speed right is key. And that's cautious, and honestly, you'll take that. The Mini Golf Masters is played over 12 rounds, and you'll take all 2s here at this hole. They head on up to the 9th, which is one of the first limited access holes here. Very corner of the property. It's a straight putt. It's one these guys are expecting to make. I hope you're enjoying the fast pace. We will have as many as 4 groups out there at a time today. And there are 26 players, so we're going to be at this for a little bit this afternoon, trying to pare this field down to 8. This is a look at the 9th. Tim Talley will play first. He's going to play a putt that just drifts left ever so slightly. He's aiming this about a cup to the right. Yep, and it did jump. It actually went right on him. I hated that shot. I play this one straight. The more seasoned pros see that thing turn left. They can't help but play one that breaks. They're more right than I am. And Varnador is going to play the same shot. We'll see if his breaks for him. You're playing this about a cup right. All the movement is in the middle of the putt. The last 8 to 10 feet straight. The movement is right there. And now if he's hit it, he's made it. And he didn't hit it. So Varnador's speed is a little off. We mentioned this as a much slower. These are much slower conditions than what these guys are used to. Tony 1 under for his round. Solid deuce there for Tony Varnador. So 9 holes in the books for them. Tim Talley is 2 under par, and I believe Kaz Brown is out there. We'll be checking back in with her. We got the Bogey Boys here in addition to all the competitors, and right now it's my favorite type of day. No sun. Could use it to be a little bit warmer. Right behind me is the Atlantic Ocean right over there. So right here at the beach. Interesting hole here at the 10th. Tony Varnador to lead us off. You're trying to make this front door, but you're trying to make it off the back rail, have it come about halfway up at you, and then roll in the front door. If you just hit it straight in, it has too much speed. So you want to miss the hole there, have it come back, and then you want it to roll back in. That didn't hit the sweet spot. So you want that to go back up the hill a little farther than it went there. So then it rolls in the front door from here, and this is a tough deuce. Tough deuce putt here. It goes pretty good to the right-hand side. So it's a left edge putt for Varnador to save par. That went right immediately. Boy, that went right. It was an inch off the putter. All right, Kaz Brown, we're going to try again. She is standing by with Bob Detweiler.
I'm here with Bob Detweiler, who is a Hall of Famer and owner here at Hawaiian Rumble. And Bob, I want to get your opinion on just the...
All right, can't quite hear Kaz, but I promise you Bob's saying something funny. All right, Tony Varnador just tried his at 10, and we just missed that. That is the... Tim Hester's ball is in the hole there. Sorry, Tim Talley's ball is in the hole. He just made it at 10. He got it to line up, made it actually a traditional backdoor putt there at 10. Didn't get it to roll all the way back up the hill. Kind of got the hole in the way. Good break for Tim Talley. He goes up to 3 under par as they head over to 11. You're not going to make 11 very often at all. 11, the longest hole out here. It's about 40 feet long, which is pretty long by these standards. Here's a great look at the 11th. Honestly, you want to play it right out to the cameraman, have this hit the rocks about 4 times. The hole is over on the right-hand side. It lines up more with the bridge. You're looking for about 4 deflections, and really an easy tap-in deuce is all you're looking for here. There's a couple of deflections. You hope that this gets where you want, but that's a good effort. You'll take that. You see that hole tucked over there on the right-hand side. There's no way to get to it directly. There's no way to get to it with 1 deflection. These guys are really just looking for the easiest deuce they can get. All right, so we'll get back to Tim Talley. Now, Varnador, about once a week you get lucky, and this one kicks in. It'd be nice for Tony. Tony back now at even par. There, almost. That was better. He'll get his 6 inches off of the rock there. And it should be an easy deuce for Tony Varnador. So back behind these guys, Greg Newport 1 under through 3. Gary Hester is 1 under through 3. And Tim Talley out here at 3 under par. You see on that shot, they're playing right behind the volcano right now. That's where they are. We could have a blimp show it to you, but we don't have a blimp. Plus, there's a little airport right over there. We couldn't use a blimp. All right, here's Varnador. Taps it in for his 2, and yeah, he had to hit that off the rocks. Sometimes that's what you have to do. Wait till they get to the cave. The cave hole, is one that actually sets up much better for a left-hander. We've got maybe the best left-hander in the world here in this field in Olivia Prokopova. Interestingly enough, that 9th hole that we just saw those guys play, Olivia plays that hole right-handed. She is a left-hander, but she will play it right-handed in order to play that putt that breaks. There's no room for her to get in there. I've seen these guys play the cave hole that they're getting to at 13. Some of those guys will play left-handed. There's just not as much room. So, of the things that you can bet on here, we talked about the total aces right now on some of these various holes. We haven't seen one yet at the 4th. But right now, the over-under on number 4 is just 1.5. All right, this is the second hole. Gary Hester. Oh, this is that 4th hole, Gary Hester. And this has got enough speed, and it just misses on the right-hand side. So, over-under on aces on this hole is 1.5. There are 26 players. They're each going to get to play it twice. So you would think that they're going to make it more than twice. And one, you get 2, then you got a winner. As we mentioned, that carpet is not, it's just not lining up. Not fast enough, the new carpet, which is actually really good for these guys because they don't want the ball to get away from them. But on that hole, they're playing it straight in. Here's a good look at what they do here. This is Gary Hester out at 5. Measures the 1 shoe from the right-hand side. And he's going to play this a lot farther down than his fellow competitors, and that's a bad bounce. Got that thing that just kicked hard right on him. And it's frozen up against the rocks on the right. There it is. Now you can see it. He wasn't looking for that 90-degree bounce. He was looking for a couple and have it curl around, go in the back door. Here's our first look at the cave. That's Tim Talley. And you can see it. His back is up against the wall there. This is much easier for a left-hander because this thing moves hard to the left, and that's broken too much to the left. And if you catch just, see, if you miss just left and it catches the left-hand side, it kicks around and gets even farther. You'd love to catch that little crest on the other side of it. That's a tap in there for Hester. And now Greg Newport. Now here's this actually up at 13 now. This is Tim Talley. This is for 2. This is a straight putt, but it's longer. Longer than you'd like. That's a nice deuce for Tim Talley. He stays at 3 under. Here's Newport at 5. If anybody can figure this one out, it's him. Greg Newport has a wonderful feel for this place and almost got it. Doesn't come all the way back. You had to get it from there. Great putt from Greg Newport. Back to the cave at 13, Varnador. You can't tell, but he is crammed up against the wall of that cave. You'd much rather hit this left-handed. Got to play it far enough out to the right, and that's not far enough out to the right. It is far enough out to the right. See, he catches the right-hand side of that crest, and that's a much easier deuce. That is about as good as you can do with the cave hole unless you make it. Now Newport with a little more work here at 5 than he was hoping for, but up to the challenge. Now Varnador at 13. And he's in. All of these holes played as par 2s. There's Newport and Hester out at the 6th, and that's Highway 17 right there in the background. Runs all the way down through the state, all the way up the East Coast, up and down the East Coast, Highway 17, all the way down. Beautiful road through Charleston, South Carolina, a little farther south of here. All right, 90-degree dogleg left, this 14th. That's Varnador, and we've lost Tony Varnador. We'll find him. He's out there. He's actually, I could watch this putt. It's right over there. See what Varnador does. That's Newport over there at 6. You play that shot right at that little palm tree, the little stubby palm tree, and you're just hoping for a friendly bounce off the rocks. This is Varnador at 14. And that's about as easy a deuce as you can get. This is not a hole you make very often. And we'll get a good look at how Tim Talley does it. You want to play it up the right-hand side and you're looking to get no kicks here. You don't want this to bounce off the rocks for a while. You want to roll it around that side until you get all the way down to where the hole is. Now, that's a big bounce. That's not what he was looking for, but he's going to get away with it. Yeah, he got away with that very nicely. It wasn't too many years ago that the surface here, the surrounding surface, were all bricks. It's back over at 6 now. Gary Hester. You can see the difference between those rocks there and if there were bricks. The bricks are a lot flatter, more dependable surface. These rocks a little bit tougher to read and count on. And that's a par for Hester as they will head on over to 7. All right, this is a putt you got a couple of ways to make here, Tim Talley. This is at 15. You can make this front door here just by making it right there, or you can go off the back door, and he kind of got stuck in between. That is a big break from right to left. It's about the biggest break that they play here at Hawaiian Rumble. And you can get, it's very easy to get caught in between strategies. You've got a different line to play. If you try to make it in the front, you're clearly going to play a lot more break. See what Varnador does. Varnador looks like he's going to play the low line and try to bank it in off the back. Yep, and just hit way too hard. So he hits the rocks way too soon, gets the wrong deflection, and it is a matter of inches. And it can, the frustrations can definitely build. Again, you talk about the majors, the U.S. Open, the Minigolf Masters, they're all played over multiple rounds. Minigolf Masters is 12 rounds. The U.S. Open has been 10. So the frustration can build when you've been here sometimes as long as a month. The Swedish golf team was just down in Orlando. They were here for 2 weeks. Olivia Prokopova has been here for a month at a time in preparation for some of these tournaments. So when you know you can make it and then you miss your target by an inch when it matters, it can get very frustrating at times for these guys. Tim Talley's at 3 under par. Gary Hester and Greg Newport are at 1 under par. Now, we only have 4 players or 4 groups out there at the same time. That's 16 in our background. And this is Tony Varnador. Now, this is a straight putt up the left-hand side. It does just work to the left at the very end. And that ridge can be problematic. And he just missed on the left-hand side. If you play it too far right, you're going to get a big deflection. Now, the good news is this new carpet doesn't have the ball roll away the way it used to, but Varnador snuck that in. This is back over at the second hole. I believe that was Alan Sharpton at the second hole. Oh, that's Carol. Oh, excuse me, Carol Alessi at the second. That's a little disappointing. Back over at 16 now. Tim Talley. Just outside the right edge, hoping it'll move left. If you play less break, believe it or not, it doesn't hit that mound and it'll go in. The problem with that shot is you get really close to the left edge. And if you hit the left edge, you're done. And when this carpet was faster, it used to be able to come all the way back to the front and off the tee. All right, so Tim's going to step over the water and head over to 17. I bet Tony takes the bridge. Nope, Tony's going across the rocks. We don't recommend that you take the rocks at the Hawaiian Rumble, but these guys are veterans. There's 17. If you look close there, you can see there was a hole in the bottom. This was everybody's favorite hole when they put the hole in the bottom. It was an almost automatic ace. They've covered up the hole in the bottom, and now the hole is up on the slope. So it's kind of feast or famine here. Players play it about right edge. The gravity will move it left. It'll go in at about 530, right about there. Good putt for Tim Talley. He's having a nice round here. 4 under. He's had 4 aces. And Tony Varnador would like that. This is our first group out. We're seeing what the course is giving. Varnador's even. Tim Talley now 4 under. He almost got away with it. Now that will stay in the bowl, but as you can see, he's got to go over the old cup, and this is a putt that you can continue to have. If you didn't make 17 in the past, it was an absolute round wrecker. Now you're only making it about half the time, so it doesn't wreck your round, but if you don't make it 2, you feel like going home. So players are getting 6 inches away from any of the obstructions. That actually was Ted Detweiler, I believe, helping officiate with that first group. And he missed, and we may have to do it again. Yeah, it's going to go almost to the same spot. So Varnador is going to go to 1 over. Just 2 aces today. He does have a second round. And we don't have enough players out there right now to really let you know what we think it's going to take to get in that top 8. He's going to make at least a 3 now, or a 4 now. And that's gone all the way off the carpet. That's going all the way off the front. He's got to start again. Now, quirk of the rules here. No penalty because it's gone past the yellow marker. So this is his 4th shot. It's just the tee shot again. That's what he was trying to do the first time. It's a 4 for Tony Varnador. Yes, it's very rare that the ball will go off the carpet here, but if it does, if it goes back out where you started, it is no penalty. You got to put it back on the carpet. So a 4 for Varnador. He now goes to 2 over par with 1 hole to play. See, they're going to go up those steps. They're going to go into the rocky outcropping here at 18, which is just right over here. Let's go back to the first. Yeah, that was Alan Sharpton. That was actually at 4. And they'll head over to 5. Alan Sharpton and Carol Alessi just getting their round started. So what's a good round around here? Honestly, first and foremost, no 3s. That's the first thing. We just saw how easy it was to get one of those there at 17, which is one of the easier holes on the golf course. But it's feast or famine. So the first step, try to stay bogey free if you can. Second step, honestly, you can make all but about 5 of these holes. So you'd love to get all of them. Course record, 25. Randy Reeves with a 25, and he is in this field. So you're never really going to get them all. All right, at the 5th, this is Carol Alessi. Her husband Rick is also playing. Carol's going to try to play this off of 2 different, well, she's only going to try to play it off of 1 rail and just didn't hit it hard enough. That's uphill a little more than it looks. Some of the great sponsors of the Minigolf Masters, now over 25 years. Alessi for her 2 at 5. And she's able to make it. And I tell you what, these pro putters do not want a deuce putt that long. And Alan Sharpton has already played. Alan is even par today, so he made a par there at 5 also. And they'll head on over to 6. The Hawaiian Rumble, one of 3 courses owned by the Detweilers here, and one of probably about 100 miniature golf courses here in town. That's our first group right there. Tim Talley and Tony Varnador working through their scores with Ted Detweiler. Ted officiated with that group. He's actually going to come sit with us for a little while. Ted, one of the few guys that I know that can get some surf action here on the East Coast. I mean, I'm from Miami, so I'm not ripping on the surf too much, but we all know that it's not Pacific Ocean surf. But Ted can figure it out. I don't know how he does it. So Tim Talley shoots 4 under par, puts a 32 up there. Varnador shoots 2 over par. All right, this over now at the 11th. That's coming out of the cave at 13. And that's a great putt at 13. Let's see whose it was. Hey, it's Randy Orr. Great putt for Randy. Remember, Randy made the 4 at the first hole. So, unfortunately, Randy's got some catching up to do, and he is still at 4 over par. That was a tap in for Gary Hester back at 13, and now Greg Newport. Oh, sorry, not at 13. This is at 11. Not a putt you're going to make. These guys, this is maybe the most decorated player in this field. Greg Newport. And all he needed was a little more pace. You see, a little more pace, that was going to come off of that rock, and that was going to get pretty close. Although he'll take it. Greg Newport, a multiple Minigolf Masters champion. As we mentioned, also has the distinction, if you play in a putt-putt tournament, a PPA event, you actually have the ability to shoot 18s on those courses. There have been a handful, and one of them belongs to this man. Greg Newport has one of the, I think we're at 6 18s. The perfect round. So they head on over to the 12th, which has been rerouted actually over the years. There's a couple different ways to play the 12th. You wouldn't think that. Here's Newport at 12. This used to be a straightaway putt that went underneath a little bridge. Now the hole's tucked over on the left-hand side, and Newport's got to figure out how to get over there. You can play, some of the guys play a deflection right there off the rocks to their right, about 2 feet away. Greg's going to play it the long way around and hope for 2 bounces, and you can see it didn't quite get the hard enough second bounce. There's the hole there. The hole used to be right there behind him, if you can see an old cup. So you're trying to hit that round ball off of not super flat spots on these rocks. Oh, and that one, a disaster there for Gary Hester. Catches the edge and gets stuck. Now he's got to play a deflection just to make the deuce. So he'll get 6 inches off the rocks behind his putter, but he doesn't get anything for that big rock being in his way. And he is going to do a little math here. This is not one that you have charted. These guys chart just about everything, but I can tell you, Gary Hester hasn't hit this shot very often. See if he can save his 2, and he can't. A bad tee shot is going to cost Gary Hester here at 12. So that is going to be a bogey for him, and we will go check in with Kaz Brown.
Andy Reeves and Matt McCaslin. Matt, I want to ask you, you're a very decorated player. What is your strategy or approach coming into today's gameplay?
Just to stay focused the best I can. I know we have a certain amount of players, but you know, only the final 8 make it to the end, and just stay focused, do the best I can.
Right. And Randy, my question to you is, what are, goals or expectations that you have for yourself today?
Well, my goal is to finish in the top 8, of course, and make the match play for tomorrow. Expectations, I don't know. I mean, the competition is going to be very tough, so you have to play very well to make the final 8.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you both for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Kaz, thank you so much. Those are 2 of the greats right there. And Randy Reeves and Matt McCaslin. There are 3 different McCaslins that have won the Minigolf Masters.
Time? Is that
here.
length? Is that okay?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, it's good. Wish him good luck at the end.
Okay.
They're all brothers.
That was good. And then I guess we'll try ball one more time.
Yes.
Alan Sharpton
Yeah,
out there
yeah.
trying to play out of the ditch at 8.
truck.
We'll go into the cave.
I know,
at
I'm like the
13,
freaking of
Greg
all
Newport.
days
This is
to
a
be
great look here.
building a new
By
parking
the way,
lot.
what the right-handers have to do, it's a slight dog leg left with a nice slope.
All right, so
Ball's
next
going to
on
break
deck,
left the whole
we
way,
got,
but you got to get it to make impact with the rocks back there
we got
right of the hole.
Steven
If you hit it
Kyle.
slow enough to make it front door, it's going to take too much break. And by the way, Greg he's got his rear end up against the rocks there.
That's
There's just
obviously
no
what-
room for a right-hander in the cave, and he's trying to play it all the way to the edge. That's a pretty good
Okay,
touch right
good.
there. Some Greg Newport.
So yeah, we'll try
Ooh,
Bob
and
again.
he made it. He made it, and look at the celebration. Greg knows how rare that was. An ace at 13. And he was about an inch away from catching the rocks on the right. And if he catches the rocks on the right, the ball just stops there. Instead, it comes down the hill, catches the rocks behind there, and just there's the action at 16. That's Alan Sharpton at 16 in the red shorts. Oh, excuse me, that's Kent Crawford at 16 in the red shorts. There's Alan Sharpton, just tapped in at 9. And there's Carol Alessi at 9 as she gets it lined up. We're getting all set here. Hope you're enjoying the fast and furious action here. It's so fast that the cops are coming. Here's Alessi at 9. That's a pretty good putt if she's hit it. Oh, she did hit it. It was too much. And now frozen up against the back rocks. Rick hasn't started yet. Carol is a couple over. All right. There you can see the 16th hole in the background. Bob Detweiler looking it up. That was Greg Newport trying to make it at 14. And he did. He made it. He's just back there in the middle of the screen, back behind the palm tree. I can see him if I turn around. All right, we're going to go out to the 10th, and Carol Alessi. Fun putt here. Down the hill, you absolutely don't want to hit the hole going the front door. This is Hester at 13. Excuse me, 14. The hole after the cave, and that's a nice deuce for Gary Hester. He's at 1 under. Greg Newport is already 4 under, and we go back out to Kaz Brown.
Good. I am here with Bob Detweiler, Pro Mini Golf Hall of Famer and owner of Hawaiian Rumble. Bob, I want to get your thoughts on the talent level and the caliber of players that are out here today.
It's amazing the talent that we have here worldwide, not just the United States, but all over the world, because Olivia Prokopova is from Czech Republic. She started coming when she was 7 years old. Now she's about 30 and one of the best putters in the world, if not the best putter in the world. So the field is going to be very strong. It's going to be hard for her to win this. It's going to be hard for anybody to win it because it's the talent is so tough. All of them have won the Masters or U.S. Open or seniors or something one time or another.
And this course specifically is regarded as one of the most competitive in the world. What makes this place so special?
Well, the layout and the holes, they have undulation and slope to them, and if you don't have the right speed and the right direction, you're going to have a hard time acing it, and the whole idea is to get an ace. A deuce is okay, but a 3, forget it. You're in trouble if you get a 3, so you want to get a 1 or a 2.
And Bob, you've been a part of this game for so long. How have you seen the game change and evolve over time?
Well, when I started at 97 with the Masters first year, we had 15 people show up. They loved it, but I said, we got to grow. I mean, we need more people. So I told them to go home and bring another person with them, and we could double the field. And they did it. And so from that point on, it just kept growing by word of mouth, and people found out about it. And so today we have like 80 to 90 people in the Masters. And today the World Putting League tournament here, and the field is, I forget how many, about 36. But that's all we wanted. We wanted the best people, not a lot of people. We wanted the quality.
Right. And I just want to say thank you for your time, and thank you so much for everything you've done for the game and all your contributions.
I want to thank you guys for being here, Mike and Bill. They did a great job putting this together, and I'm so excited because I think it's going to be a major success.
I do too. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Kaz, thank you so much. Ted Detweiler has had a seat now here at our position, the clubhouse. That was your dad.
Yes, indeed.
You've heard enough from your dad over the years.
I sure have. It's good to be here in the seat with you. The first event, first stop for the World Putting League. It's very exciting. We have the best golfers in the world here competing.
No question. No question. We just saw you out there take a lap with our first group, Tim Talley and Tony Varnador.
Yes, indeed. It was
Talley had a heck of a round.
they were playing at a very good pace, and there were some. It was an amazing start, wasn't it?
Sure was.
2 hole-in-ones.
Speaking
Back
of
to back.
amazing starts, Matt McCaslin and Randy Reeves. McCaslin just made his. This is going to be his first deuce of the day. He birdied the first 3 holes.
First 3, okay.
Didn't get it to work here at 4. He's playing with Randy Reeves. This will be our featured group this afternoon. Our producer Matt is saying the same thing. These are 2 of the best in the field. They're playing together.
Yep.
And they're off to hot starts. Reeves birdied the first 2 and made a
he
2 at
liked
number
that
3.
shot. He had a little celebration afterwards. I think he claimed that.
Yeah. So
He has a little bit of a wider stance than some of the. It's interesting the different stances they have.
This hole, fascinating, Ted. With the new carpet, it's not rolling out. Let's see if Randy can get it all the way to the hole.
Yes, this hole plays differently now with the new carpet. It's a little bit slower. It's not always a hole-in-one. In the past, it could be with the expert level, but let's see how this goes.
Oh, and he gets too greedy. Catches the early deflection. That is not what Randy was looking for.
No, I think they're going to have to bring the ruler out for that.
So they're having to play a different shot here at 4 than traditionally, because they know the traditional shot, which is just using gravity. You don't go off any rocks.
Right.
That's just not getting there. So they're having to make the adjustment there at 4, and Randy over-adjusted.
Well, it was interesting. Tim Talley hit that hole-in-one there, so it happens.
All right.
Yeah.
So
How's the leaderboard coming at the moment?
well, it's Greg Newport, 6 under.
6 under. Wow.
That is
And
very
what hole is he
strong.
on at the moment?
I believe they are on the 18th.
On the 18th. Wow. He lit it up.
Yeah, he sure did. So now Randy Reeves.
But that's about par for them. That's about their average. 6 hole-in-ones per 18. So that's
a
about
3.
average.
That's a 3
But
for
it's
Reeves.
an amazing average. 6 hole-in-ones in 18 in tournament competition.
2 aces early for Reeves, but now a bogey, and he is 1 under. Yeah, 6. That's what I said. Normally you take your best 2 rounds, a couple of 30s. You're happy with a couple of 30s. Now
Yeah.
the funny thing is, we got 26 players here, Ted. We're not trying to define who the winner is. We're just trying to get in the top 8.
Top 8, exactly.
2
'Cause
30s is going to get you in
It's
the
a
top
whole new game come tomorrow.
8. 5th hole, Randy Reeves, course record holder here.
Yes, he is.
He's going to play 1 deflection way up there. He's playing a different shot than most, Ted.
Yes. He's playing it to the right, isn't he?
He's going all the
He's
way
gonna
up and
Bank it
into
off that
1
left
deflection.
side. It's got a nice speed to it. I think it.
Yeah, that one didn't quite get there. The rocks really deadened it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Normally,
Almost.
you would play the traditional shot, got into the rocks a lot quicker, a lot farther left.
Okay. I'm on camera here. What are you doing?
The Detweiler's having a conference. Yeah, no mute buttons here, unfortunately. So this is what we're doing, and it's fine. We're
Yes.
glad to have you watching the World Putting League. And we've been telling you about the odds. We actually don't see them. But we know that you see them. You can see the odds on the players. You can see the odds on the aces, the over-unders. This
Yes,
is Matt
indeed.
McCaslin at 5.
Oh,
Oh, my goodness. What a round McCaslin's got going.
he's already starting hot.
4 aces in 5 holes from Matt McCaslin. I'll be honest with you,
Wow.
Ted. The course record's in play right now.
Yeah, I think you're right.
If you start getting holes like 5, here's another one coming up at 6.
Yep.
That is a dream start for Matt McCaslin.
6, he's got that dog leg left. It's
Yeah, this is a great look here. He's actually aiming right about where this camera is, but he's got to have to play at least one deflection to get it to go.
for sure.
All right, Greg Newport
And
just finished.
it is makeable. It's a tough hole, but it is definitely makeable.
At least one deflection, maybe 2.
Up.
He's trying to go straight in with the 1.
Did he hit it? Oh,
Just missed.
just missed.
Still, you're 4 under through 6.
4 under through 6, sitting nicely. He should put some pressure on Newport for sure.
He can make 7, 8, and 9. I mean, this could be something here for Matt McCaslin. Greg Newport is in with a 30. Tim Talley in with 32. Gary Hester in with 32. How about the Newport-Hester pairing?
Yes,
They shoot 6
they're,
and 4
they're
under.
both top-notch players.
So you can see the quirks of betting here. It's a nice deuce from McCaslin.
Mm-hmm.
4 under par through his first 6. You can see the quirks of trying to bet on this, which is what everybody's trying to do.
Exactly.
You're talking about whether Randy Reeves here can hit a spot that he's aiming at within an inch.
Within an inch.
The hole is 4 1/4 inches, so best putters in the world are aiming at a target that size most of the time. Here,
Yes.
it's much smaller.
Yes.
The hole is still 4 1/4, but Randy Reeves got to play this right at that palm tree. He got it to line.
Ooh.
Oh,
Just missed it.
great putt for Randy Reeves.
That would have been a nice drop.
Randy's 1 under.
Okay.
So Randy Reeves playing with Matt McCaslin, 61-year-old from Montgomery, Alabama, and
I
as
think-
nice as they come.
Yep.
Ted, you wore the jacket. You just why are you going with the jacket?
I felt nice today.
You look nice
I
today.
think are we switching over to Kaz?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Well, we will. Yeah. There's a lot of things going on all at the same time, Ted.
Yes.
But
Shoot over to
you
Kaz.
smartly realized that Kaz Brown is standing by. Kaz?
I'm here with Nico Manu and John Ventura. John, I'm going to talk to you first. So your name is John, but you go by a nickname out here. I want you to tell us your nickname and the story behind it.
Actually, a couple of nicknames, but the one that sticks the most is Ace Ventura. So, and actually, it took place before Jim Carrey actually had it. So, it fits. Let's put it that way.
Absolutely. And Nico, I want to talk to you because we're going to be seeing you use something unique out on the course today. So I want you to tell us a little bit about your invention and the story behind it.
My invention is called Schlubs. It was created out of necessity to get out and regain life again. And boom, look where I am, talking to you and doing what I'm doing. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you both for your time and good luck out there.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well done, Kaz. Thank you so much. All right, here's Randy Reeves playing
Thanks,
this one
Sean.
around the corner at 7.
And just missed the drop. That's where they can pick up those aces.
So he will head on off to 8.
Like
But we
that.
will see the hottest round going. Matt McCaslin, he's playing here. He's not going to get it into the rocks as quickly.
Right. And this is an important hole because they can make hole-in-ones on this one. And it's when it's this close, these are important holes.
His left foot there would have been in the way with the line that most of the competitors are taking. So he's going to play this a little farther down the hole before he gets into the rocks. Oh, that's good.
Oh. So close. Almost came back off the wall there.
Yeah, this is a front door putt, or side door off the rocks over there. You don't expect to make it coming back.
Right.
All right, so Matt McCaslin, 4 under par, as he heads up the hill there to the 8th.
And the 8th hole is interesting as well because it's a straight shot. If you hit it just right, you can hit the hole-in-one. But if you don't, you can come all the way back, or you can get a little bit further on that back wall, which can be a really tough second shot.
Here's
Let's
McCaslin.
see how he goes here.
Straight in. You really got to tickle near that left edge. You need to be about a ball off of that edge on the left-hand side.
He's got the focus.
Uphill.
Nice stroke. It drops.
How
There we
about
go.
Matt McCaslin?
Boom.
Whew. Matt McCaslin now to
a great shot.
5 under par. He's
Great
one
shot.
off the lead. That's only the 8th hole. Really cool group here
So
at
you know
the
the-
first.
the
This is
Mc-
the group Kaz was just talking to.
The McCaslin, Matt McCaslin comes from the McCaslin brothers. He's got 2 other brothers that are very competitive, and his brother has won the Masters, I think it's 4 times. And yeah, they're a tough group of brothers that have been playing since they were young.
Randy Reeves.
Randy Reeves.
See if we can make them both. Nope.
Came up a little short. And that's another hole where you want to hit those aces.
He's only a couple of inches away from that ball coming back to him.
Exactly, and that's where you can get in danger. You can go from a 1 to a 3 to a 4.
All right, Randy Reeves trying to stay
Nice.
at 1 under, and he does. They head to the very makeable 9th. This group here with a little early momentum.
Oh, we got Ace Ventura coming up.
All right, John Ventura,
Yes, indeed.
nickname of Ace, over 70 years old. The reputation is he plays very aggressively.
I think he just turned 72.
He's going to play a front door putt here. The putt at number 1. These guys with the new carpet, they're not playing it off the back anymore.
No, they're doing a nice slow roll off the top because it's got quite a bit of decline, and it's just from what I've seen, they're going with a very light approach, just a little tap at the top and dropping it in the hole. Yeah, before you could play it off the back when it was a bit faster.
All right, that's saw briefly Randy Reeves there at 9. Back to Ventura at 1.
He just dropped it.
Good.
Boom.
Oh my goodness, I thought he made it.
I thought that was in. That's tough.
That is a tough break for John Ventura.
Those are those tough shots that you don't want to miss.
All right, so a par for Ventura.
Yep.
Now watch this competitor here.
Nico
Manu.
Yes, indeed.
He battles arthritis, and so he will kick the ball. And that's not a bad putt. He was trying to play that front door.
Yeah.
But for a guy that has arthritis in lots of his joints,
Yes.
to be able to overcome this, adaptive golf, the USGA has had their first ever adaptive golf U.S. Open last year.
Yes.
Nico Manu, he's inspirational.
Mm-hmm.
Love that guy, and as you know, Ted, friendly as all get out.
Yes,
My
he is.
kids love Nico.
Yes. And he's got for all sorts of sports as well.
Yeah.
All sorts of adaptations. He bowls with it.
So this is the second.
Here we
Dog
go.
leg right. You play it out to the left. Just try to keep it off of the rocks. Your perfect shot here doesn't hit anything except the bottom of the cup. This is John Ventura. That's pretty
He's
good.
got a nice roll. Nice speed. Oh, just missed it. He's got a nice little tap in here for a deuce.
That's going to be 2 1s. Or sorry, 2 2s for John Ventura.
How's the leaderboard looking at the moment?
Can't quite tell you,
Okay.
but thanks for asking.
I
That's Matt McCaslin as he stands on the tee at 10. Matt McCaslin, 5 under par.
Ah.
This 10th hole is
So this hole, they've
beautiful.
been playing it a couple different ways. They're, as Matt's about to do it here, looks like he's going to go for the bank off the back of the wall. Oh, no, he went off the front.
So trying to make this just off the back door. The old way to do it was actually back in the front door, hit so hard off the back that it comes back halfway up the hill and rolled in the front with
Yes.
just less speed. This new carpet has changed the strategy for these guys.
For a lot of guys, some of them are still doing it that way, but he just did it that way, and a few others they seem to be finding that way into the hole better.
Ace is going left at 3. You hardly see this play. Most players go right here. He is going left, and it misses on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
He does everything differently, doesn't he? McCaslin now trying to avoid his first bogey of the round. Already 5 under as he plays the 10th. This to stay there.
And
What a putt from Matt McCaslin.
Wow, he had the roll on his side on that one.
All right, we don't see this, but the rest of you do see the leaderboard. You see Greg Newport at 5 under par. Matt McCaslin stays at 4 under. Or excuse me, at 5 under. Newport's at 6.
It's like Gary. No, that was Randy Reeves. Yeah.
Yep, he's still at 10.
Yeah. Randy's pulling up for his second shot here. He's got quite a bit of a ways to go. This is not an easy shot because there's a little bit of undulation right there that's uphill.
And it'll move to his left, and it doesn't look like it.
It breaks there.
Yeah.
And it's a tough break sometimes. Yep.
Oh, and that one didn't move. Here it goes. Look, he backed it in.
Back. Wow. Amazing shot.
So here's my favorite
Save
thing.
this.
There are clearly underneath the carpet, there are some, not everything's perfect. These aren't pool tables out here.
Right, right.
My favorite thing when I first came to this sport all those years ago was they told me, they said they call that a drop pocket.
Yeah.
So much better than there's an inconsistency under the carpet.
Right.
It's a drop pocket,
Hey,
Ted.
that works. I think he was very happy to have that drop pocket in.
Here's John Ventura out at the 4th. And that's just not high enough. It's not going to have the speed to get there, and that's why the over-under for aces on the 4th is 1.5. Down at 11, Randy Reeves. Can you luck one in here?
Yeah, this is a very long hole. You got to get a couple bounces here.
Ooh, yeah, not bad.
Almost. I'll take that. He's right there.
Ventura at 4, tapping in for par. So John stays even par. And Randy Reeves getting his measurement. You just made some of these measurements out there.
I sure did.
All right, Randy Reeves out there at the 11th, and we'll go back down to Kaz Brown.
I'm here with John Powell, and John, you've got a very special accessory that you're going to be sporting out on the course today. I would love for you to tell us a little bit more about it and why it's so special to you.
Well, one of our fellow putting competitors, Vanette Block, is dealing with cancer. She's receiving chemo treatments, and so in support of her, just want to honor her and show how much we love her.
Absolutely, and I think it's really easy to see that this is a very tight-knit community. How can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah,
Ooh,
we guys,
ooh,
we
he
love
dropped
each
it.
other. We enjoy playing against each other. It really is a community of putters, and it's friendly competition.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, and good luck today.
Thank you very much.
Kaz, thank you. And we just saw
Yeah,
Matt
sorry about that.
McCaslin
It was
make
an
it.
amazing shot.
He made it at 11, and you just don't see that.
Yeah, it's a very difficult shot to have happen. Not many people ace that hole.
Yeah, so we've got Matt McCaslin in the middle of a day now.
Yeah, he's on a roll right now for sure.
Now 6 under par, heading over to the 12th, and this is the 12th. And if you just get the wrong bounce, there's Nico Manu at 5. And yes, it looked like he kicked it because he did. That was a good look at the technique.
Boom.
You might say, well, that's easy. Again, this is a guy battling arthritis.
Yep.
Tough test here for Matt McCaslin. Par saver here at 12, Ted. Tied for the lead at 6 under. Bogey free for the day.
A little truck in the background. Don't know if that messes with his concentration. Let's see here.
Talking about 8 feet here. Left edge putt.
That's not an easy shot.
He pulled it. Oh. Pulled it, didn't get it there.
He's
First
right there.
bogey of the day for
First
Matt
bogey of the day for Matt.
McCaslin. He is at 5 under now. That's still a whale of a round. He most likely still going to be your leader.
Those hole-in-ones are going to help him out for sure.
Now, how did he go that wrong? Well, we'll get a look at how they're playing this hole. Randy Reeves is going to try to play it around that right-hand side. There's Ted and I. We're not out here. Here's Randy Reeves.
Yes.
Oh, got it to work.
Oh,
how about that shot for Randy
Nailed it.
Reeves?
He dropped it.
That target is about a half an inch wide.
Yes.
And he nailed it. Back down to Kaz Brown.
I'm here with Olivia Prokopova and Joey Graybeal. And Olivia, I want to ask you, you're one of the youngest players out here, but also one of the most accomplished. What do you do to stay focused when you're competing?
Oh, you have to practice. I practice every day, so I think that's the main goal.
And what's your mentality today coming into this tournament?
I just want to enjoy the time with my second family and just have fun.
Absolutely. And Joey, for you, you've been doing this for a while now. What would you say is your favorite part of competing at the professional level?
Favorite part? The people I get to play against. They're all really nice people, and it's a lot of fun.
All right. Thank you both, and good luck today.
Kaz, thank you. That is another marquee group. Joey Graybill, Masters champion. He also won the amateur division, but you don't get more decorated than Olivia Prokopova.
No, you don't. She is the Michael Jordan of this sport for sure. 4 Masters champs.
Tough.
4 U.S. Opens.
Tough spot for Nico here. You don't get relief just because you're doing it this way.
Wow.
He got the same 6-inch relief that everybody else did, and he figured out a way to do it.
That was not easy. I mean, he had his foot up on the back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could have put a little spin on that.
Yes,
so
indeed.
we get set for Olivia. We're going through her record, which now includes motherhood.
Yes, indeed. She has a 2.5. I think she's 2.5.
20, she said 25 months is what she told me.
Okay, 25.
Why do
Not
we do
quite.
that in
Not
months? Why don't we just say she's 2?
Because it's just like mini golf. Everything has to be precise. Okay. Every hole is counted. Every stroke is counted. And,
yeah.
So, yeah.
All right, this is John Ventura.
Here we go.
And he is out here at 7. And John Ventura is looking at the same spot that Matt McCaslin was looking. They're playing this a lot farther up than you and I used to play it.
Yes.
That's kind of what you're looking for right there.
Yeah, that's the one where they can always give it a run for that hole-in-one. You know, if you miss it, then you're hoping for that deuce.
All right, over at 14. Just trying to get it close.
He'll probably need a little pull from there. Yeah.
Yeah, Matt McCaslin.
There we go. Nico.
Nico trying to line it up
Not bad.
at 7.
Yeah.
All right, so McCaslin at 14. This is the hot round right now, Ted. He's 1 back.
1 back. I don't know if he can take any relief there. Boom.
So he stays at 5 under. You've got 2 very makeable holes coming up here. You still have 17 in front of you, 15 very makeable, and for a guy as hot as he is, he's going to make 16 and 18 also.
Yeah.
You're going to make 18 a lot.
You would think he would, for sure. He's got the play. He's on fire today so far.
And we say makeable. This is what we mean. This hole here, not really makeable. Here's Randy Reeves.
You play it off that wall. Oof.
Yeah, you're just hoping for some bounces.
Well, this is another one where when the carpet was different, you could get hole-in-ones quite often there.
It was really the bricks there.
Oh, it's the bricks.
The bricks allowed them, and the carpet as well. I mean, you played this.
Right. The bricks did change some of the bounce.
It just gave them the chance to roll that ball around the corner smoothly, get it to sit up on the wall. Now with the rocks, you get that jagged bounce, and now we're off into a different spot.
Yes, indeed.
A look at the Hawaiian Rumble. The Atlantic Ocean way off in the background. You can't see it. Don't adjust your computer. You can't see it. But it's that direction. It's back there.
It's a little overcast today, but the weather is great. It's nice and warm.
There's Nico Manu at the 8th. And he's in another tough position here. He's only going to get 6 inches. He's going to have to stand on that back wall. Let's go down now to 15. Randy Reeves. Randy's 2 under today. You can make this. Got a couple of different ways to do it. He's going to try to play the back door.
Ooh.
Oh, that is so unlucky.
Dropped it.
As you can see, that ball was going to go.
It's like it's one of those you keep staring at, hoping it's going to fall in. Yeah, and he tap in for the deuce.
Another par for Reeves. Nico now at 8. Once again, just trying to get a little
short.
Couldn't quite get enough on it, so that's going to be a bogey. Now Matt McCaslin, hot round so far.
He's
going
on 16, yeah?
15. Playing with Randy. They're alternating, interestingly enough. You bring up a good point, Ted. It's not honors. The players alternate who goes first on each hole. It would be a tremendous advantage to go second all day long.
This is another hole that they say is their favorite hole. And also one of the toughest holes because it's like some of the others where you can hit that ace, but if you don't, it can come back a little bit and it can cause you some problems where you could easily get a 3 or a 4.
McCaslin playing the backdoor putt, just too much speed there by fractions. This out at the 9th, John Ventura. You can see how he's going to play from this right edge over there. And this is the hole that Olivia plays right-handed because there's just no room for a left-hander to stand.
She switches it up.
So here we are with the first round action going. We're going to play again, Ted. These guys have to go again.
2 rounds.
Yep, we're playing.
It's flowing nicely. There's been some incredible plays already. Incredible shots.
Yeah, John Ventura can't quite tell you if that went down or not. He missed that on the left-hand side. That was out at 9. Here we are at 16. Matt McCaslin, round of the day going.
This is the one. Ooh.
Pretty good.
It's got the line. Oh. But you know what? Where it's laying, it's a nice deuce for him. So
he's one back, one behind Greg Newport. We said, so why is that the round of the day? Because he's got 2 very makeable holes coming up.
The next 2.
This is no different than the PGA Tour on a course.
But I don't know if you saw earlier, Tony Varnador was on that hole and he ended up hitting a 4.
We did see that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for Tony, we watched all 4 of them live.
Yes.
One of them came back off the carpet.
It sure did.
We're talking about at 17.
And then he aced it.
Yeah, this back at 16 now, Randy Reeves. So you get as far right as you can here. You get as close to the edge there on the left as possible. The big mound, if it throws it more than an inch, you're going to miss it. That's pretty good.
Boom.
There you go.
There's that. That's a hole-in-one I was talking about.
So that one threw it more than an inch, but you can see he had a lot of pace on that.
Yes.
He just hammered that right up there.
And that's the risk with that shot is you have to get that speed, but if you miss it, then you're going to be in a bit of trouble. But if you don't have that speed, you're not going to get the hole-in-one, so you have to take the risk.
Randy Reeves to 3 under par. Nico playing 10 down the hill, and he's going to need another measurement. Each of the players have a walking referee and a walking scorer with them. And Nico trying to figure this out.
Dropped
that
it.
is such a good putt.
Dropped it.
Back over to 17. Randy Reeves. You know, he's been very quiet today, Ted, but he's 3 under.
Yeah, he's always up there. And hey, he's won the Masters before as well. So he's a champion.
Course record holder here. He is a Hall of Famer also.
There we go.
He hit it about a cup right. It breaks left, goes in at about 530.
Boom.
Just like that.
There we go.
So Randy Reeves gets back-to-back aces.
He's right up there.
16 and 17, and he's 4 under par. And now Matt McCaslin. This will tie him for the lead, and 18 is very makeable also. Oh, you see the body language. He gave up on that early.
Yes, he did. It just lipped out. Looks like he'll get a little bit of relief there.
I don't think he will.
He's not going to take it.
Because he's hitting this right edge. So it really, that old cup's not in the way. And that old cup is how we used to play it.
He hit that. You know what? You know what? He's on the last couple holes. The pressure starts coming in. You know, we've got one more round after this, and then there's that 8 cutoff. So the pressure is starting to mount.
Yep, 26 players for 8 spots.
Yes.
In tomorrow's match play.
I think it's going to be a very tight leaderboard at the end of this. So it'll be interesting, those top 8 that come through.
So they will head over to 18. McCaslin could tie Newport for the lead, but Greg Newport is going to maintain the top spot at 6 under par.
Here's
and
the long hole.
Start for
Ace
McCaslin.
Ventura. Not too bad of a bounce. It's probably, what, a 3-4 foot putt?
Something like that.
Yeah.
That wasn't, that second bounce is not what he was looking for. He was
No,
trying to roll it
he wanted to
around.
roll it around that other side. That's usually what they want to go for.
Yep, when you guys had bricks here, that was just more predictable. Now it's less predictable,
yeah,
which for the spectators is a lot more fun.
Yes, indeed.
And, of course, this golf course is open to the public. This is a miniature golf course here in Myrtle Beach. You know, everybody come out here and play this. Got an ice cream parlor right across the street.
There you go. Hawaiian Rumble.
Yeah.
Myrtle Beach.
There's ice cream
South
right
Carolina.
in there, as a matter of fact. It's right over there.
Yeah. Are you hungry?
Maybe I am. All right, back over now at 17.
17.
This
Looks like
is Kyle Sweat. He's playing along with Stephen Buckner.
All right. All right, he hit it.
Yeah, Kyle is 1 under. That's a par save.
Nico looks like he may have had a little relief here.
And Nico
is measuring it up
at 1 under.
Oh, he did it side off the.
Yeah, I was wondering if he did that. That seems like that would be useful in some spots.
It makes sense, right? Yeah.
So he'll head over to 12.
A nice overhead shot of Hawaiian Rumble in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
So next year we're going with a drone, right? We're going to have a blimp?
Well, possibly. Just not the Chinese one, yes.
Nico Manu at the 12th. Just needed a little more. John Ventura is even par. All right, this back over now at 12.
Nice speed.
Oh, that's a really bad bounce.
Oh, whoa.
Really bad bounce.
Oh, no.
Tough break. There's Joey Grable.
Joey Grable.
And Olivia Prokopova.
Olivia.
They're actually waiting, I believe, for Randy Reeves and Matt McCaslin to finish.
Ah.
Because I believe they need a scorer. Well, maybe they're not.
They do. They got one.
All right, maybe they're not. Here goes Olivia. Started winning this tournament. I think she won her first one when she was 16?
Somewhere around there.
Been coming over here since she was...
like 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An amazing talent playing the front door putt here at 1.
And starts off nice with an ace.
Olivia
Amazing
Prokopova,
shot.
the favorite in this field, and you can see why. John Ventura. Oh, that was a terrible break he got back there at
I
12.
remember Olivia coming here when she was 7, and she spoke very little English. And in fact, I think we had a bit of an interpreter at one moment, and meeting with Bob, and it's amazing to see her progress over the years. You know, she was finishing in the top 30, 40, and then maybe moving into the 20s, and then she just clicked it when she got a little bit older.
And married now to Wade Samel, who is another professional putter.
They're down in Houston. I'm sure they're watching now.
Wade and little Amelie.
Hello to the Samel family.
Yep. So here's Joey. It's Joey Grable at the second. So Joey made 2 there at the first. Again, the perfect shot here doesn't hit anything. Just goes around all of that, uses the slope to break to the right. And he caught an early deflection. That's going to throw him a little off.
Oh,
and he never mind.
He got that curve.
Wow.
Curved in nicely.
Wow. Maybe he didn't catch it. It looked like that ball had jumped left on him, but maybe it didn't. Maybe it was an optical illusion.
It's incredible the amount of hole-in-ones these guys hit, and women. It's unbelievable.
An ace for Grable at the second. And we'll see if Olivia can follow suit. It does sometimes back in. It used to back in all the time.
Yep.
So just a little too much pace there for Olivia Prokopova. So she and Joey Grable will both be 1 under heading over to the third.
Nice.
Interesting bit of pacing when you go alternating shots, because now she's got to go hit first 3.
Yes.
Couple of mini golf Masters champions right there. A couple of mini golf legends.
Yeah. So her husband Wade Samuel, they have he's an incredible player as well, and they play together a lot. And
Olivia will play all of these shots left-handed except for the tee shot at 9. She said her little daughter Amelie is now playing left-handed.
Ah.
This is the traditional route here at 3. Go around the rocks, 1 deflection and in off the right-hand side.
Nice speed.
Oh, she got 2 deflections and it went in anyway.
Amazing shot.
Oh.
She liked that.
I don't believe that was the plan.
She had the nice clean at the end.
Yes.
Amazing shot.
That was awful nice. Let's see if Joey Grable
huge.
can mimic that one.
Those are the type of shots you want to drop.
That's the more traditional way, and his deflection was much sharper than hers. Hers came off shallow and banked in off the back rocks. His comes off much steeper, and he misses low because of it. Joey's son, Brock, a former Mini Golf Masters junior champion.
Yeah. Joey's a tough competitor. He's won the Masters. He's won the U.S. Open. What these guys are doing is incredible. You know, hitting these hole-in-ones, the level of play. You know, I'm a decent putter, but I can't even come close to these guys. I'm at the bottom.
Over here at the fourth, there has not been an ace yet. The 2-day total, the 2-round total is, the over-under is 1.5, and that's why. Right there, Ted. They just can't get it all the way to the hole.
Yep. Here we go.
Now, we've seen some guys get it there, but when you hit it hard enough to get it there, it doesn't line up. Joey Grable stays 1 under.
This hole has become a tough one. It's another one of those. There's a lot where you can get the hole in one, and a lot where if it's just not right, you're going to get that deuce.
The perfect shot does not hit the rocks on this bank up the left-hand side. You just let gravity feed it to the hole. Unfortunately, the perfect shot doesn't get all the way to the hole anymore. Maybe it's not as perfect. She's going a different way. I can't help but think she missed that. She did. She missed her spot, Ted. That is an unusual occurrence there for Olivia Prokopova.
Yep, they're bringing out the measurement stick.
Now she's got to go to the book. They have charted all of the deuce putts here because unlike a regular big golf course, you can't go read this thing.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get far enough away. It's the carpet on top of cement. It doesn't read like a normal green does.
Yes.
So what she does is she goes out here, she hits it a couple hundred times and writes down what it does.
Boom.
Oh, that is a
She
great
dropped
par
it.
putt for Olivia Prokopova. Stays 2 under through 4. That was out at 16.
That's Ventura.
It sure is. He's
Yes.
right behind us.
I know those pants.
Know those pants anywhere. I wonder why Robin didn't play.
Oh, didn't?
Who knows? Olivia and Joey as they
Yes.
wait at 5. The 5th hole named Maki. It means at or toward the sea. All these holes have been given Hawaiian names. Your dad loves Hawaii.
Well, it's the island theme, and that's what as just a regular player that's not playing professionally. It's about the experience and having fun, and there's nothing better than being at the islands, right?
No question. I was telling some of the crew earlier today that one of the great pleasures playing here most of the time is that you've got the Jimmy Buffett soundtrack.
Yeah, there's all those beach songs, Hawaiian songs.
Oh, and a rare miscue from Olivia Prokopova. She was a little off back at 4, bailed herself out.
Wow.
She hit her spot here at 5, but then misses the deuce putt.
All right.
A little unusual. Olivia goes back to 1 under.
All right.
Greg Newport leading the way at -6. Matt McCaslin aced the 18th to shoot 30. Matt McCaslin made 7 aces today.
Wow.
That leads the total.
Wow.
Greg Newport was a perfect 6 birdies, no
that
bogey
just
total.
slipped out.
That was Joey Grable back at 5.
He almost dropped that.
All
Sending
right.
it to Kaz.
Out on the golf course is Kaz Brown.
Standing here with me is Eric Ratchford. Eric, I want to ask you, how did you get prepared for today's tournament?
Just shoot a lot of rounds and practice for about a week.
All right, awesome. And what is your mindset or what is your mentality as you're about to get started here today?
Just play every hole, 1 hole at a time, 1 shot at a time.
And
Do.
and last question for you, what is your favorite part about this atmosphere, or this environment to play in?
The competition.
All right, simple as that. Thank you and good luck.
All right, thank you.
Great stuff, Kaz. I would have said the ice cream. This is Joey Grable at 6, right at the palm tree. One deflection and straight in is the goal. Almost got it, Ted.
That would have been a big drop. That would have been a big drop.
I love that Olivia showed that she's got her book. They do have books.
Yes. They know every angle you can imagine on these holes.
Now Grable has got the little gazebo in the way. Now, you don't get
Yeah.
any relief from that. And by the way, he's got that mallet style putter, Ted. You and I would just go in there and backhand this. He can't do that.
That's true. It's not an easy little putt here. He dropped it.
So a nice deuce for Grable.
Stayed on par.
Let's see if Olivia can figure this out.
Can you guys see the stream?
On this back on the tee now, Olivia Prokopova.
So we're overhead shot here at the Rumble while we're waiting on some cameras to pop back up on action.
Hey, this is a cool little piece of property to try to cover with these guys. They're with the action, four
yes,
different
indeed.
groups. Yeah,
and they're moving it around well, staying on top of the action, which has been very exciting to watch. They've hit some amazing shots already, and like I said, starting off with the 2 hole-in-ones was incredible with Tim Talley and Tony Varnador. And we're back to live action.
Olivia at 7. She's playing that target very close to the left-hand side. This is the more traditional shot. This is one deflection and then straight in from there.
And,
not intending to go off the back. Now, Olivia just can't get anything going yet. 1 under. She's got 2 birdies, but has a bogey on the card.
Right. But, a lot of times she'll start out a little slow, and then she picks up pace. So I expect her to start dropping some hole-in-ones very soon.
Now Joey Grable. Joey, 1 under, bogey free.
Nice speed. And boom, he dropped it.
That's really well done. Good read there, Ted.
That's an amazing hole-in-one. That is not easy.
So Joey Grable makes his second ace of the day. 1, now 2 under par as they head on up the hill to 8. One of the tough holes here. The par 2 8. They're all par 2s, Ted.
They're all par 2s. But getting those aces are very important. That's what's going to separate you from the rest of the pack.
So here's Joey Grable now. You want to tuck this very close to that left edge, about 2, maybe 3 inches from the left edge of the rocks. Right about there. Now with enough speed. There
Dropped
you go,
it.
and Joey
Wow.
Grable's on fire.
He's on fire right now. 2 hole-in-ones. That last hole was not an easy one.
So he's up to 3 under par.
All
9
right,
is
let's
very
see what-
makeable. Now pay attention here because we mentioned that Olivia usually plays 9 right-handed. So here she is. There's the evidence that she does play lefty.
Yes.
I want to see what she does because normally she leaves a right-handed putter up there, and I didn't see it up there.
Right.
Prokopova at 8.
Oh, just short. Just cut it a little right.
Olivia's
The
going to
speed was great.
She's going to stay at 1 under. So
All right.
where is her right-handed putter? Where did she put it, Ted? She used to lean it against the wall. Maybe sometimes she puts it on the top of the rocks. Maybe she's just decided to play it left-handed.
Yeah.
So off to the 9th they go. That group still has 4 groups behind them here. We're still in the first round of our first ever World Putting League event. The Hawaiian Rumble, North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. You guys in the past, you've had the mayor of North Myrtle Beach out here for your opening
the
ceremonies.
mayor. Yes, indeed.
All right, here's Olivia somehow sneaking a right-handed putter here at the 9th, and that just didn't hit it hard enough. Yeah, she just keeps it on the top of the rocks because now she's got the lefty back.
Yes.
She can tap in with that. They're so committed to that line over there that she plays it the other hand.
Yes.
Because the thing is, you can play it from the center, as you know, and it will go in.
Yes.
But they like their odds better on this shot that Joey's going to play. Do we see Olivia's putter over there?
Yeah. Right there in the left corner. See the handle.
All right, so this is a good look. This is why she plays it right-handed, trying to get that break right
He's got
there.
nice speed. Looks like it's going to drop. Boom.
Joey Grable has
Nailed
made
it.
3 in a row.
Wow. He is on fire.
Up to 4 under par now.
Mm-hmm.
Tied for 3rd. Here comes Grable, former Masters champion. Former low amateur here also. So you see the aces as they break down per hole. 53 total aces here. And the over-under for the 2-round total is 168.5. So we're 3/4 of the way through round 2. We're at 53.
53. All right.
The conditions aren't really going to change. We're not worried about the wind coming up this afternoon.
Right, right.
Oh, that's it. Well, I tell you what, I'm going to give a heads up to a little tip of the cap to Jared Barrett, who set these odds.
Yes.
I believe he's nailed them.
Yeah, I think so.
He has found some of the great totals. Here's Joey Grable at 10. Now he's trying to get it to come back in. This is a good spot. It needs a little more pace. He's trying to get it to come in that way.
Yes.
John Ventura's group just finished up. He shot 1 under par 35. Kyle Sweat also 1 under par.
Dropped that. That's not an easy shot, and he hit that.
No, good deuce putt there for Joey Grable.
All right, let's see if Olivia can get something going here.
I want to see which shot she chooses.
Looks like she's going off that wall there.
This is Olivia
Yep,
Prokopova.
she did. Nice speed.
Playing just the
Off
general.
the back. Ah.
Yeah, she got caught in between there. That's the old traditional speed where you're trying to make it to come back in toward the back of the cup. But the line she took was just the back door line.
Yes.
And so consequently, you
Got a
get
little
stuck
bit
out
of
here.
relief.
Yeah, you get stuck out here in no man's land, and look at the stance she's got to make.
Yeah. And, oh, not enough speed.
Olivia Prokopova is going to go back to even par for the round.
All right.
Through 10,
Well,
that feels disastrous because you don't make 11 hardly ever.
Right.
And right now, the vibe is down for Olivia.
Yeah, but I've seen her pick up pace. So she is always a contender, even with, staying at even right now. Was the last?
This is 7.
Ah.
Just a little short there at 7. Jay Clapper playing with.
Dropped it. Yeah, she was a couple strokes behind with, I think, 3 holes left for the entire Masters a few years ago. And she just went into this another mode, and she just started acing, and ended up winning the tournament by 2. So she's got the capabilities. She's a champion. I think we'll see a lot from her in the end of this round into the next round.
Well, she has left a little more meat on the bone than she was looking for there. This is the action back now at 8. Jay Clapper playing with Jeremy Bennett. This is Olivia at 11. So she keeps the momentum going, and poor Jeremy short here. He was 1 under, but he is there in no man's land at 8.
Right.
Back at 11. Joey Grable. The 11th hole called Y.
There goes Joey. Nice pace. Off the back wall. Nice roll around. Ooh, nice cut. Oh, and he dropped it.
How about that? Joey Grable is having a day.
Wow. He can't even believe it. That was an amazing shot.
Up to 5 under par through 11.
He's making a run. Look at that WPL, right? He's feeling it. I think that was a celebration dance in the end zone right there. Wow.
Brandishes the World Putting League logo.
That was awesome.
After acing 11, that could be the only ace at 11 the whole day. Then we might not see another one this entire event.
That was something else.
That could be a skin. Now Grable at 12. He's trying to play that miracle shot.
Oh.
And why wouldn't he, as hot as he's been? And that's what happens, unfortunately, when it goes wrong. If you get into the rocks a little too early, and it's the safer shot, but you leave a much tougher deuce putt. And Joey Grable trying to stay and keep the momentum going.
Yeah, Joey's really been on fire this round. He's come out hot. I mean, that last hole one, I think he couldn't believe it. Here we go.
So here's Grable to stay one off the lead.
A little bit of trouble here.
Something you couldn't do in the rules of golf until the 2019 rules revision.
I think this is the one Matt bogeyed earlier, right?
Sounds right.
Yeah. So this is not an easy putt here.
Good
But he's on
putt.
fire today. He dropped it.
Joey Grable stays
And
one back.
Jay Clapper, yep, 2 inches from the hole. He almost hit
That was at 9. Back at 12 now, Olivia.
All right, Olivia off the wall. Ah, she just missed that.
She hit her spot, though.
She sure did. Had a nice pace.
Back at 9. Playing along with Jay Clapper is Jeremy Inabennett. That's he got robbed.
Those hurt. Jeremy's from Chicago. Lives up there by the bean.
By the bean?
Yeah, that thing where everyone takes the silver
right.
thing. Everyone takes pictures in front of.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Michigan Avenue up there.
He stays even.
Yeah, that lipped out. That was a tough break.
To the cave, and here's
go.
Olivia. See how much easier this is for a left-hander.
Here we go.
It's got to go.
Nice curve.
Okay. She did catch the right-hand side of the crest, so she does have a short little deuce putt there, but only just. So much easier, though, for a left-hander to be able to play that ball from up
Yes.
against the cave wall, basically.
Yes. It's another live shot of the course.
And there's Olivia. And you can see not much work left here for her, too.
She dropped it. You know, a 2 on that is a win. That's that hole you can easily get a 3 or 4 on. So
Even par through 13, and this is what happens when the right-hander has to play it.
Yep.
Joey crammed all the way up against the wall.
Pretty much want to get up against that wall as much as possible. So they're going to play this break. Breaks left. And
Not bad.
yep.
Too much speed, but as you said, you'll take a 2, and
Yeah.
that should be a 2.
I'd say the same with Joey.
Jay Clapper at 10.
Boom.
Oh, he didn't want to hit the hole there.
Oh.
I don't think he wanted to hit the hole there. He wanted to go past and come back. He's even. That's a bad break for Jay Clapper.
Yes.
Now, you went out and took a lap as a referee.
Yeah.
It's very interesting that the referee just goes and touches the golf ball.
Yeah. Well, it's, we're using the measuring stick. It's very precise, and it's working really well.
So here's Jay Clapper now for his par at 10. He's even par. Right now it is taking 1 under to be in the top 8. So Clapper falls a shot farther out from that number.
Clapper's another Masters champion here. He's a great competitor. That was a tough break right there.
So looking at this right now, 1 under is a tie for 8th. And there are a bunch of 1 unders, as you see. You can see the leaderboard and the hole-in-one odds.
Yeah.
You can see all those. But that 1 under par number, so we know they're going to do better. Also, we're not finished with this first round. So it looks like to make it to the final 8, you're looking at having to post a 3 or possibly 4 under par total.
4 under, that's what I'm thinking.
For
yeah.
2 rounds.
Yes. So they're shooting 33, 34 total.
Yeah.
Because, the average is around 30.2 around there. It'll be interesting to see how these scores come out.
Right. I'll put it in the right spot, and then you
Thank
don't
you.
touch it. How about that? As opposed to I put it in the right spot, and then you move it. How do you feel about the system?
I was just testing my voice level here,
You're an artist. Olivia.
All right, Olivia.
Pretty good shot there at hang on, 12, 13, 14.
Yes.
I don't always know them by the numbers. This is the
Little-
one after the cave.
Should have a nice tap in.
You just hit this around. You rarely make this one also.
Uh,
Yeah, that's what she's saying.
yeah.
Jay Clapper taps it in at 11. So unfortunate bogey for him at 10, but he makes the par 11. And then we'll see Jeremy Bennett, even par. Good putt there for Jeremy Bennett. Rob Pizzola is watching.
Watching at the Hammer.
He's watching at the Hammer.
Yeah. How's it going, Rob? Hope he's enjoying the competition.
Now, we may have had some of those details wrong. It could be that Rob is hammered and is watching.
Yeah, you know. he's
Either way.
At the Hammer.
Either way, we're thrilled.
Yes.
All right, Olivia Prokopova here at the 15th. Very makeable, Ted.
Here we go. So it looks like she just missed that.
Yep, there she is.
She's going for her second shot here.
You can see her just to the right-hand side of
And
the screen.
she dropped it. So she got a deuce there.
Yeah, that's a hole that hurts a little bit. That's a very makeable front door putt, very dependent upon speed. She's got another one coming up here. She's going to get to watch Joey play a couple of shots. But Olivia's looking for a little timeout. She's even par. We told you. It's going to take 3 or 4 under, and she's going to know that.
Yeah. So on the back nine, we're having a little trouble with some of the service, but we're getting everything back in order here. Looks like Joey, did he ace that?
No, tapped it in for a
tapped it
2.
in for a 2.
So Joey Grable is going to stay 5 under, 2 to go. I believe that was one of the golf boys walking around there, Jake and Ryan.
Yeah.
So
The Bogey Boys.
The Bogey Boys, excuse me.
Here we go.
Joey to tie for the lead.
And he's got a nice line. It's going to curve back. Boom.
Joey
Ace.
Grable has his 6th ace of the day.
Whew, he is on fire.
6 under, tied for the lead with Greg Newport and Matt McCaslin.
He has hit some incredible aces today. All right, here we go.
I think that's gonna help Olivia. She just saw a good pace, good line. I think that's exactly what she was looking for.
Here we go. She's got the concentration. Nice speed, nice. Yes.
Yeah, there you go. And look at Joey rooting for
it looked
her.
like it was going in as soon as she hit it.
Yeah, honestly, just watching Joey's.
That's one of those that will probably put a little pep in her step to turn things around here.
And that happening right here behind us.
Right
it's
behind us.
Pivotal spot here on the golf
shot.
course.
Yep. Beautiful course, beautiful day. And she's on a 17 with Joey Grable.
So
it's
Joey
good to be here with you with the World Putting League's first stop.
Yeah, you guys have been putting a lot of work into this.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting. Working with the PLN network. And it's going to be exciting when it comes down to those 8. Here she is.
Olivia.
On 17. And she aced it. So that's 2 in a row for her. She's starting to get her stride back.
Into the cave we go. I don't know if that was Jeremy or Jay. That was Jeremy in a Bennett, and he didn't have enough pace. He caught that left-hand side. You can see how it just works so far away from the hole. Back down to Kaz Brown.
I am here with Tim Talley and Tony Varnador, and I want you guys to talk a little bit about how you're feeling after round 1.
Well, I'm a little disappointed in the way I played because I started off ace-ace, and then I got in the middle around a little tentative on the deuce putts, and it kind of done me in. So I'm hoping for better things this round and concentrating a little better.
I was pretty pleased with what I shot. My goal was, average 4 under, so I did that. and gave myself pretty easy tap-in deuce putts. So just stay out of trouble and try to do it again.
Absolutely. And any adjustments going to be made going into round 2?
Just take my time more on the deuce putts and concentration mainly, you know.
None, because the weather's still about the same. If it had warmed up, the course would be faster, but it seems about the same temperature. So we'll be able to know after about 2 holes.
All right. Thank you. Good luck, guys.
Well done, Kaz. So that's our first group this morning. They will also be the
Jeremy
first group this afternoon.
Yes. Jeremy just dropped that.
So here's Jay Clapper now at 14.
14, yes.
Jay was one of the pre-tournament favorites. Hasn't gotten anything going today. He's actually 1 over. Needs more pace.
Ooh.
Okay.
A little bit short.
A couple of sets of carpet ago, there used to be a seam underneath that carpet. Remember, we could see it. And it was
Yeah.
a big deal because it would affect this putt right here. That putt would jump on you, but now you got all that straightened out.
There were a lot of lines that you could see. Yeah, the new carpet has changed a lot of that. So it's messed with the players a bit. So it's changed their game, and different scores have been coming in.
All right, 13 aces on the first hole for the day. 67 total. There have been more aces at 1 than there have been at 17. Only been 11 aces at 17.
And 2 on 10.
Yeah, you're not going to make too many aces at 10. Joey Grable just stole one.
Yeah, he did.
Jay Clapper at 15. That's the traditional trip.
Oh.
And we saw the same thing happen to Randy Reeves.
Just that, so close. And that's the difference sometimes between that score you need and
Carpet's just not rolling out right now. We see it a lot of times in the
Well,
bright sun conditions. Was a little warmer.
It did rain a little bit the other night, so I think that
we're just making that up. In the group there with Jay Clapper, Jeremy Bennett. And obviously when you take a little more pace,
yes,
then it takes a little less break, and you miss it over there. Yeah, you and I have continued to feel the occasional, like one raindrop every 5 minutes. But I think we're crazy because
I haven't felt it.
I don't see it on you.
Oh.
We're in the mid-60s. It's a beautifully pleasant day. Not really a beach day here in Myrtle Beach, but everything else about it's great. Back over to, well, this is 17. No, sorry, excuse me. This is 16 and Jeremy Bennett. Remember, you want to hit this about 2 or 3 balls off that left edge, and you just needed more speed there. Didn't quite get it far enough left, and you need a little more speed, and that one used to come all the way back to you.
Yes.
That's over at 5. Is that Brandon Davis? I think that's our last group. Last group in the first round. And Inna Bennett taps in there at 16, and we'll see if Jay Clapper can do this one. We'll jump back over to 5. John Wilder. Oh, just poured it in.
Wow.
Excuse me, that's Brandon Davis at 5.
Nice ace.
Like it was nothing.
Here we go.
Clapper at 16. More pace. That is back over at the first as Tony Varnador just couldn't quite get it online.
Yep. There we go.
All right, here's Brandon
Wow,
Davis.
interesting. approach.
I don't think Brandon hit his spot there at 6.
I mean, it worked,
Clapper at 16.
You could almost get a hole on with that. I'm not sure I've seen that one before.
All right, so Brandon Davis made
Let's
his
see if he
deuce
does the
there
same thing.
at 6. Yeah, I can't imagine John
You go
Wilder's
off
going to
that
take
wall, the back wall, and then instead of rolling it around.
This is John
There we
Wilder.
go. John Wilder. Yeah, that's the typical way to go usually.
Yeah, I got to imagine Brandon just kind of shoved that.
Yeah, I think he got a lucky bounce there for sure.
It's funny you mentioned that. These guys come out to a new course. Now, this one they've played for over 20 years, so most of these guys. But when you're trying to chart a new course, it's tough.
That's
Clapper lips out at 17. It's coming off the
wow.
carpet. Once you get past those 2 yellow dots, you can get to reset. So this is going to be his second shot. No penalty, but the penalty is that you didn't make the last one.
Yeah, that's a tough one. And he had the one earlier that he just missed.
Clapper's 1 over, Ted.
Yeah.
This is not going super well. And he's going to
All right,
stay
so
1 over with 1 to go.
over.
This is going to have to be a heck of a comeback for Jay in order to make the final 8.
Yes.
Tim Talley at the first taps in for his 1. This is back at 6. Or excuse me, 7. That was John Wilder. I think at this point, our producer Matt was asking a great question. I think we want to stay with Tim Talley and Tony Varnador. I think we want to stay with that group at number 1. This is at
It's
2.
a nice speed. Oh, no, he hit the wrong angle
Yeah,
there.
I think this is. Hey, Matt, I think this is the group we want to watch right here. Varnador and Talley. And unfortunately for Varnador, he's in a tough spot here, Ted.
Yeah, this is not a easy second putt. And this, he needs to shoot a good round this second round here.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
So Tony Varnador is going to go to 3 over, and that's, I mean, he's just too far back. He's got to make 6 or 7 birdies from here.
Probably to put himself up in the top 8, right?
Yeah, this is it. We're here just a quick
so this
reset.
This is the first group that went off, so we're into that second round now. This is where things are going to get really important.
Yeah, so a quick reset, as you said, we moved to round number 2, and Tony Varnador is on the 3rd tee. And we're only taking the top 8. 26 players in this field, only taking the top 8. Tony Varnador is well outside the number right now. And couldn't get that one, couldn't get the bounces he was looking for, so he needs about 7 aces.
Okay, we're now going to shoot it out to Kaz.
Here with me now is 1999 Masters champion Randy Orr. Randy, you've been doing this for a long time, and you've also developed some pretty special bonds along the way. Can you tell us a little bit about your friendship with fellow competitor Jay Clapper?
Well, most of these friends I met playing this sport, one of them is Jay Clapper, and he is like my brother from another mother. And that's pretty much it. And the rest, we're here. I'm 65 and still kicking.
All right, and are you guys friendly when you're out on the course, or is it pretty competitive?
We are best friends. Oh, no. I'll try to beat him every time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Okay, thank you. There.
All right, we got Tim Talley here.
Kaz, thank you. That is Tim Talley going to make his 2. Tim Talley is 4 under. And as you can see, Joey Grable up to 8 under par. He's already back out there getting it done. So top 8 advance. And Tim Talley is going to take another crack at 4. Nobody's aced 4 yet.
Nobody's hit this yet, huh?
Nope. Now, Tim, in round number 1, got it hole high. but it missed on the right. And that one catches a rock. So all of the momentum comes off of it.
Yeah, this one used to be pretty much a makeable ace. But like we said, a lot of the holes have changed a bit with the carpet, and it's definitely made it tougher.
So Tally to stay fourth. No problem. And now Tony Varnador. Got to get going here, Ted.
Yes. I mean, let's see. All right, Varnador he dropped it. They're moving on to the 5th hole.
Out to the 5th, Varnador.
There we go. Nice pace. The backside. Might get that roll back in. No.
Yeah, I think
So-
Tony's starting to realize here without some sort of crazy finish, he's not going to make it to tomorrow. But Tim Talley will. And there's Tim sitting at 4 under par. We feel like that's probably the number. 4 under par is probably it in order to advance. Tee shot at 5. Good start. That ball just hangs up there. Here comes the ref. Now Tally to stay at 4 under. All of a sudden, I got Joey Grable at 8 under. He hasn't played, so that was we've gone in and we've apparently edited a score.
Ah,
because remember he had finished.
Yeah,
But an 8 under par 28.
Ah, yes.
For Joey Grable. Tremendous finish. All right, Tim Talley here at the 6th. And he's playing a different shot here, Ted. This is something new. He's going to play this way farther to the right than most of these guys have.
Yes. It's going off that.
2 deflections, and maybe even playing a third.
It's a nice approach that he has there. That was almost an ace.
Tell you what, though, you're trying to play for a third bounce off of these rocks. That's really living dangerously. I mean, it's one thing to think you're going to get one good bounce.
That's true.
And maybe 2 just to keep the speed off of something. But if you're trying to hit 3 different spots perfectly, that's a complicated shot. But Tony Varnador is going to play the same one. This shot used to be played from a little farther right for these guys, and they play it straight up the middle of the hole. Varnador is going to try to play that same shot. Oh, he almost hit it out of play.
Oh.
He got a big bounce over that hump, and that ball almost went over the rocks, Ted.
It did. He's getting relief here.
Has anybody ever hit it into Highway 17?
Oh, it's happened for sure. Off the volcano.
Off the volcano. So it works out fine for Tony Varnador, and it probably didn't look as grave to him as it did to us. That ball jumped up in the air, playing that different line. That brought that hump into play, and it shot it up in the air.
It did. He ended up with a par on that. Where is he?
He's way down. Varnador starting the day. He was at 3 over after the first 18.
So Tim Talley
5 over
Randy
now.
Reeves and I think it was Gary Hester. They're all under 4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
we've got the leaderboard right here in front of us.
we'll,
It shows us that Joey
we'll send
Grable
it
at
out-
8 under
oh.
par. And we'll go back out to the golf course and Kaz Brown.
All right, I'm here with Greg Newport and Gary Hester. Gary, how are you feeling about after playing your first round?
It was pretty solid considering the conditions are a little cool, so the ball doesn't roll out quite as much. But, overall I played well, maybe one mishap, but it was a solid round at 4 under.
All right, and Greg, you're actually in second place heading into the second round. What's your mindset or your mentality moving forward?
Just make a few holes here and there. Don't make any big mistakes. I played pretty solid the first round. I just want to play solid the second round and play till tomorrow.
All right, thank you both for your time. Good luck out there.
Kaz, thanks. That's Tim Talley out there at 6. Excuse me, that's 7. I know all the holes. You know all the holes. I don't always know what number they are.
Yes.
That's the 7th. It's one you're trying to make straight in, and he didn't. So Tim Talley's going to stay at 4 under. The leaderboard looks like this. Joey Grable's at -8. You just heard Kaz chat with him. Greg Newport, Matt McCaslin at -6. Tim Talley there is at 4 under. Gary Hester, Randy Reeves, and Rick Alessi at 4 under par. Olivia Prokopova did rebound, Ted, as you said she might. She gets all the way back to 2 under. Probably needs another 2 under par round in order to make it to tomorrow.
I will be back.
Okay, bye. Ted Detweiler has other duties here as well. One of the administrators here trying to put on this.
It's been a pleasure here, being here for the first stop for the World Putting League, and I'll be back to see you shortly.
You are coming back. All right. There goes Ted. You can see 76 aces total. The over-under is 160. Excuse me, 168 and a half. So we still have a long way to go, and we are finished now. Let me turn around and make sure we're finished with half of the field. Yeah, there ain't nobody else out there. We're finished with half of the field. All right. You're Ryan.
Jake.
You're Jake. One of the bogey boys is sitting down now. Here's Jake. How you doing, Jake?
Good. I've been walking around scoring. These guys are incredible.
Best putters in the world. That's Tony Varnador, who's got to really put something together here. Disappointing 2 at 8. He is outside the cut line. They're facing something they don't normally face here either, Jake, which is a 36-hole cut, and they're cutting the field more than in half. So that's a lot of pressure for these guys.
And the cameras, there's people all over. It's a lot more pressure than it probably normally would.
Now, you and Ryan, what is it you do? You're bogey boys. Bogeys, nobody wants bogeys, but I don't think that's the case with you.
So we run a social media brand called Bogey Boys. You can find us on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and it just we appeal to the average golfers because we're very average golfers.
Aren't we all?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Here's Tony Varnador at 9, a putt that moves left the entire way. Just needs enough speed. He's got it.
Wow.
That's how you do that, Jake. And Tony Varnador could use that. He's having a day. He is at 5 over. That's going to take him to 4 over par. He's going to need to be 4 under, so needs 8 more aces. Other side of the spectrum, though, here's Tim Talley. 4 aces in this round already. 4 under par for the week. That's 4 shots back. Oh, beautiful. So Tim Talley to 5 under par. That's going to put him in 4th. Out at the first hole, that's Greg Newport. Greg playing with Gary Hester. Here's Gary Hester. Trying to play this straight in, Jake.
Let's see it.
Gary Hester starts this day at 4 under. And honestly, I don't know if he made that or not. There's a palm tree in the way. We'll tell you in a minute. Greg Newport is up to 7, so he made his. And Gary Hester is sitting at 5 under par. That is a great group for us to follow, Matt. That tremendous. Newport now at 7 under par. And here's Gary Hester at the second. Perfect shot here, doesn't hit anything. Just works its way around that rock just like that. Just like that.
Wow.
Yeah, this is a great group to follow right here. Birdie there for Gary Hester gets him to 6 under. He's 1 behind this man. This is Greg Newport. Newport is 1 off the lead. All right, Newport gets a little left-hand turn to start. And there he is. So you can see just fractions off for Greg Newport. Newport's going to stay at 7. Joey Grable is a few groups back behind these guys. We've probably got another 30 minutes before Joey Grable gets his second round going. And now Newport to 3. Look at how they do this, Jake. Measuring 1 shoe length.
It's a game of inches.
Yeah, and some of these holes, like this one here, your target area, there's a rock down there to the right-hand side of that flower bed. I don't know that he's even got inches. He's got about an inch that he can hit.
Well, it's a blind shot, too, so you have to be very precise.
It's a good call. He's not looking at the hole. Can't see it. The hole's back behind that tree. Trying to hit a spot on the rocks right about there. And he missed it.
Just missed.
Missed his spot over on the rocks. The shot these guys are trying to play, it's 1 deflection off the rocks, and it goes straight in the hole from there. So anytime you see the ball hit the rocks twice here at number 3, they have not hit their line that they want. Doesn't mean it's not going to go in, but it's not the one they wanted. So Newport stays at 7 under. That's 1 back. The leader is going to go in about 30 minutes behind him. So we'll see if these guys can catch him. This is Gary Hester. Too many hits.
Yep.
That was a real good look at what these guys are trying to do.
Well, and not all of them play the same line. They all have their own line. So it's very interesting to see.
And interesting, unlike big golf where your relief can't be closer to the hole, miniature golf absolutely can. The 4th hole is called Hoo-Hoo. And why is that?
No idea.
Not 1 ace yet on old Hoo-Hoo. There's a whole lot of angry people walking off of the 4th. And that's where we're going to find Gary Hester.
This one's tough.
The perfect shot, much like the second hole, doesn't hit anything. Just gravity. He hit the rock, and look at what the rock did. It took all the momentum off of that ball. If that's a fraction of an inch less, doesn't hit that rock, who knows? It might even go in. We haven't seen it yet. He started playing miniature golf in 1969.
Wow.
Jake, it's possible that neither of your parents were even born yet.
My parents were born in 1969.
Yeah. So not such a great guess on my part because I think I'm about the age of your parents.
That is a long career.
50 years of experience in miniature golf for Gary Hester. Now, Greg Newport. I'll be honest with you, I got to compliment our producer Matt by this strategy. Watching these guys a lot, I think this is a great show right here, and this is one of the best in the business. That's it. Is that going to get him all the way to the hole, though? And it does. We're just that close to the first ace at the 4th. Just barely misses it. That's how you do it at the 4th. Believe it or not, a little less speed would have worked for Greg Newport.
Tapping.
Oh, he knows it, too. Over-under on aces for the first 2 rounds is 1.5. We've now put, a 1 1/3 of the field through it, and we don't have one yet.
No.
So
No.
the over seemed like your mortgage-winning bet there, but it doesn't look like we're going to get there. Now, Maki. Why is it called Toward the Sea?
Do you know?
It plays due east, actually it's kind of southeast toward the sea. The coastline here at South Carolina faces a little to the southeast.
These are some creative names.
All Hawaiian.
Interesting.
Bob Detweiler, the owner, loves Hawaii.
We have parrots inside. It's the whole Hawaiian theme.
Tough to make it here at 5, and that's a bad break. That's a bad bounce for Greg Newport. That's not the bounce he was looking for. Came out fine, but he was trying to hit that a little bit farther down. A couple sets of carpet ago, it was a little faster, and you could get that to wobble back in on the backside. Now Hester. He's 2 back. That's more like it. That's what he was looking for.
Wow. There you go.
Gary Hester is in second.
That's what a 50-year mini golf career leads you to. You just
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
So Gary Hester ties Greg Newport. They're in the group together. They are tied for second now, one behind Joey Grable, who just walked past us, by the way. Joey's still a few minutes from even getting going. You're getting the feel for this. What do you think?
It's awesome. I've been scoring all morning, and it's really incredible how precise these golfers are. They all have their books. They know like the lines. They know the rock they want to hit. I think people watching, people think about mini golf and they don't think about this.
No.
These are some very, very talented golfers, and it's awesome that we finally get to see it live.
Hester makes the deuce at 6, stays 1 shot back. 6 is called Mona, by the way. It means ocean. Moana.
There's a movie, Moana, I think.
There you go. I don't know if it's spelled the same way. The scorecard here at the Hawaiian Rumble gives you all these words. So you can learn a little something.
There you go. Watch a mini golf, learn something.
Now Newport, this is the tie for the lead. No, that was off. He wasn't trying to hit the rocks on the left coming up the hill, and that threw him completely off. And this is a tough deuce here, Jake. This is one these guys don't always have charted.
Well, also when you're on the rail, it's hard to really play off that rail because you're restricted, right?
Mm-hmm.
Only have 6 inches.
Luckily for Greg Newport, he plays an Answer style putter, a Newport style putter. So you got a little more room there. If you play a mallet style putter, you don't have much room to take the putter back.
Right.
Now there are some Titleist Scotty Cameron putters that actually are the style is Newport. And if your name is Greg Newport, don't you have to play a Newport?
You gotta play Newport. I mean, come on.
I think you do. I believe that's an Odyssey version. So a couple of deuces. They're at 6. They will head to 7. Look at that. If you come play here during the week, they'll give you a lay.
Really?
When you can get it and play with it, or you can just get it on your way out. I prefer to get it afterwards because you don't want it in your way as you're trying to putt. All right, Newport's looking for a target here about 5 feet up on the left. And then it goes straight in off of the rocks. Right there. That's supposed to go straight in from there.
Good shot.
Fractions of an inch. That would have tied Newport for the lead. Greg Newport is 1 back. Gary Hester, the other man in this group, is 1 back. Joey Grable, the leader. There's your lead. Joey's over here in front of us. He's fist bumping everybody. He knows he's in the lead. Joey's going to play a little bit later. He's got Olivia Prokopova. Oh, Gary missed his spot. He missed his spot by a fraction of an inch there, Jake, on the left-hand side, and it threw the ball into the right-hand rocks. That's not where he was going. That shot's not supposed to get anywhere near the rocks on the right. So a test here for Gary Hester.
Tough putt right here.
So these guys will go international as well. Gary went over, finished as the top American in Sweden recently, and that's one of the reasons why. Look at that.
Automatic. Automatic.
It's a 5-footer. PGA Tour players are 50-50 at 6 feet. 50-50. Up to the 8th. Very straightforward putt. The key here is speed. So from this spot, he's going to try to hit this about 2 inches from the rocks there on the left. You see where the rocks stick out on the left? You want to miss them by about 2 inches. And if you get the speed right, it goes straight in. And that's a little left. And he hit it too hard. So he's got work left coming back for par.
I would much rather be long in there than leave it in that canyon, though.
Yes, and you can see that depression there. If you don't hit it hard enough, or if he'd have caught the rocks, you get down there in that canyon. All right, so he stays 1 shot back, and we go back down to Kaz Brown.
We're back again with Randy Reeves and Matt McCaslin, 2 of our top players heading into the second round. What is going to be the strategy to keep the momentum going in round 2?
I mean, it's pretty simple. Just make as many aces as I can. Just want to try to do the best I can and knock them all in.
Yeah, probably 8 or 9 holes on the course are very makeable aces. Try to do well on those, and the other ones just try to avoid making any threes. That's as important as making the aces out here.
All right, thank you both. Good luck out there.
Kaz, thank you very much. Newport misses his ace at the 8th, makes the 2. So he stays 1 back. Gary Hester and Greg Newport head up to the 9th, 1 shot off the lead. The leader's going to go behind those guys. You saw Randy and Matt. There's actually 3 more groups between them and Joey Grable. 17 aces on the first. The over-under is 25.5. We've got 16 players left.
You think it's going under or over?
We got to help you with math. 25.5 and 17, so I'll just carry the 1. I'm really bad with the math, Jake. So we need 8 more. No, we need 9 more to go over. Whew. I think it's going over.
Yep, same.
Yeah. This is at 9. A putt that's going to move a little bit to the left. Greg Newport, a chance to tie for the lead. About 6 feet up, it takes a left-hand break, and then it rolls straight from there. Right there, it moves left, and then it doesn't move anymore. That is beautiful.
He got it.
Joey Grable has company as Greg Newport has tied him at 8 under. And
Showing
he's
off the
showing
ball.
the logo. Joey did the same thing. What are these guys getting marketing classes? It's fantastic. Here's Gary Hester. He invented marketing classes. This a little bit farther left, and see, it doesn't take the break. See how much closer to the edge Newport's ball was. Hester, you would think, well, if you aim it a little left of that, you should be fine. No, it winds up missing right. Subtle tricks.
Do you think that's a setup thing or a mishit?
Yeah, I think he missed his spot. I think that's a good question. I think he missed his spot. Because at this point, these guys they've only played this hole 5 million times.
More, probably.
Maybe more than 5 million. So where's Ryan, by the way? Where's the other bogey boy?
I don't know.
Okay. We've lost a bogey boy.
He might be scoring out there, or he might be watching us inside. I'm not sure.
Okay, there is ice cream inside. There's a batting cage over there, part of the complex here at the Hawaiian Rumble. We are in the middle of the second round, trying to cut to the low 8 players. There will be no ties, so we're going to have a playoff. I shouldn't have said that word, but it's inevitable.
Yeah.
We're never going to cut it to exactly 8. There's Greg Newport as he looks down at Gary Hester here at 10. Cool hole here, Jake. What they're trying to do is make it in the front door, but after going past the hole twice. Oh, that was not what he was looking for. Got a bad down. Now just got to hope for some good down there at the bottom.
I've seen some players play it off that right rock too.
Yeah, that's not the typical shot. Hey, there's Ted. Look at the hustle out of Ted Detweiler.
Just moving out there.
Yeah. By the way, Minigolf Masters, we'll start off the proceedings here with the national anthem, and Ted will sing it.
Really?
Yeah, people don't even know that, but that guy can sing.
Renaissance man.
Already mentioned his surfing prowess. So Gary Hester here in a spot you don't get in very often. Got to make this to stay in third. Boy, he's good at those.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. All right, so here's the shot that Newport's trying to play. He's the one that taught it to me, so I'm assuming he's still playing the same shot. That's where he's measuring it up. You want to hammer this basically right past the hole into the back rocks. So you've passed the hole once, and that's going to go into the back rocks, come back up the hill, past the hole again, come about halfway up the other slope, and then go back in on the front door. And the reason why is that's how you get it to have the right speed.
Do you think he's thinking that right now, or you think he's played this hole 10 million times and he just knows?
Well, I say that, and look at this, Jake. He's playing a different shot anyway. He's going to try to make this off the back door, but he's not thinking it. He's played it. He got the same bad break that Hester got. That shot's not working right now. It's not lining up for these guys.
No, it's not.
No, that's not. You're not supposed to hit those rocks on the left-hand side at all. You don't want any part of those. So I don't know the answer to your question. I don't know what he was thinking. One of the challenges here, unlike big golf where you are marrying line with speed all the time, but one of the challenges here is if you've got to hit one off the rocks, and in this case you're trying to get it off the rocks hard enough to come back in the front door, that's a significant adjustment in speed from what it would be if you were just to trickle it in.
Right.
Great save from Greg Newport to stay tied for the lead. How about those two twos?
Well, they're thinking about more than one thing. There's like multiple hits, multiple rocks. It's a very complex approach.
Yeah. So they head on over to 11. I believe Joey Grable actually made this hole, which this one you don't make very often. And Greg Newport mentioned that he is one of the guys that has shot a perfect round of 18 in his life.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I think we're at about 6, maybe 5 or 6 in history. Perfect rounds of 18. And this man has one of them. The one before that, Greg actually was there and witnessed it. Trying to play that around the corner, and he got a pretty sharp bounce. Took a lot of the energy out of that ball, so he's got a little more work left for 2 than he was hoping.
What's the course record here?
25.
Wow.
And Joey Grable shot 8 under par, 28. He was only 3 off it. This is Matt McCaslin. New group here, back at the first. Excuse me, he's at 3 already. McCaslin is 1 shot back. Look at that sharp bounce off the rock. Wasn't looking for that.
No, definitely not.
By the way, Ryan's back out of jail.
Here he is.
Found the other bogey boy. He's back. This over at 11. Hester hoping to coax it in there close. Now McCaslin at 3. And there's a lot of work left for Matt McCaslin. Yeah, and look at the camera crew got him there a little bit. A little momentum. He's just going to back off and regroup. It's hard to move quietly. You can see those rocks. If you step in the rocks, it makes some noise. McCaslin makes his 2, and he stays at 7 under. That's 1 shot back. 7 under is going to be safe. Right now, we have a 36-hole total posted. Tim Talley has posted 3 under par, 69. Is that going to be enough as we bring in the man, the founder, the originator. He is the president of the U.S. Professional Mini Golf Association. He's a Hall of Famer. It's Bob Detweiler.
Thank you, Brian. It's nice to be here and be with you in the booth. I mean, I didn't think I would get here.
Randy Reeves playing this shot here at 3. Randy, your course record holder here at Hawaiian Rumble. He's at 5 under par. He's 3 shots back. First ever World Putting League event. How you feeling about it?
I'll tell you what, it's so exciting. I've never expected it to be this big. And at this level, we've just come up about 5 steps here. It's amazing what's going on.
Newport taps that one in at 12. He stays at 8 under. He's tied for the lead. There's Randy Reeves.
Wow, we got a tie.
Newport and Joey Grable at 8 under. Joey and Olivia still a couple groups away from getting started. Bob, give us a snapshot of some of the work that went in working with the guys from the World Putting League and getting this thing going here.
Well, it's been a lot of work.
All right, here is Randy Reeves. This out at the 4th. Still no aces at the 4th. Newport got close. That's going to get close too. Just not enough gas.
Not quite. The carpet's a little wet. But yeah, it was a lot of work putting this together. It's not an easy thing to do, and it's just like putting on a PGA tournament. Same thing.
You got any bets down? Are you allowed to tell us?
Somebody told me they put 100,000 on Bob Detweiler to win, but I don't think he's in the event.
Here's Matt McCaslin. He is 1 back, but this is a hole that nobody has made yet. 0 aces at the 4th. The perfect shot just uses the gravity of that slope on the left-hand side. Just like that. That's got some momentum to it, Bob. That could be.
That was a close one.
Oh, that had enough speed.
Yep. And it's been a problem getting it to the hole because of the carpet was a little wet. Putting surface.
So when you see that leaderboard, McCaslin stays at 7 under. That's going to make it. The question is, what is going to be the other number to get in here? Right now, it's Olivia Prokopova sitting on the bubble at 2 under par. We know it's going to take more than that. It's going to take 3 or 4, I think, to get to the final 8.
I think so. Because this second round, they're going to get a lot better. And they're good already, but they're waking up.
Matt McCaslin to the tee at 5. Trying to play this into the rocks on the left at about the halfway mark. A little short of halfway. He's playing a little different shot here, Bob.
Yeah, they don't all hit the same line, but they get the same results.
Yeah, they're not making 5 very often.
No, that's a tough hole.
This Hawaiian Rumble as we watch Randy Reeves next. It's the premier facility.
Randy Reeves is an ex-Masters champion. Yes, this is a premier miniature golf course in the world.
And it's just the history. These guys have been coming here for
27 years.
27 years.
Can you believe it?
No, but yes. Harsh bounce. If this has got enough speed, it might work. Look at that.
Finally.
Okay, so Randy Reeves to 6 under.
Wow.
He's 2 shots back.
Way to go, Randy.
The course record holder. I was talking about this with Ted, and you can explain this as these guys move to 6. The borders of your holes here used to be bricks. Now they're rocks. That's a much tougher target for these guys.
Right, because they used to count the brick, and they'd say, well, hit that brick, and it'll go in a certain brick. Now the bricks are gone, and so it's a lot tougher. And that's what we wanted to do, make it a little tougher.
With the Moana on the horizon to the right. Randy Reeves trying to go back-to-back here at 6. Up the hill, you're trying to hit it toward that sign that says home of the Masters. That's here.
That's here. We're here.
And the batting cages. I've not been in the batting cages yet.
The batting cages are very, very busy these days, especially now. The springtime, baseball is opening up. The schools bring their kids here. Yeah, it's a big deal.
Did Randy just make that? No. I was going to say that you generally don't make that from back there. An easy deuce, though, for Randy Reeves.
There you go.
Stays 2 back. Wonderful look at the Hawaiian Rumble facility. You guys you've been on ESPN in the past, and we've had some of the biggest of the biggest, the best of the best here.
Absolutely. When you're #1 course in the world, you are on the #1 networks all over the world.
Matt McCaslin, just that close at 6.
Matt's been on fire. He's playing really good.
1 shot back, and these guys can both. They can make 7.
It's wide open right now. Anybody can win this.
Well, your leader, Joey Grable, is at 8 under, but has not even started the second round. Just a scintillating 8 under par, 28. 8 under par might wind up leading through 2 rounds.
It could.
He did it in 1.
Right. I don't anticipate that, but it could happen.
So across the bridge they go. Down the hill. And Matt McCaslin looks like he's going to play that sharp angled shot here.
You know, that bridge is very famous. It's called the Detweiler Bridge.
Is that the Detweiler Bridge?
Absolutely.
I didn't realize that.
No, I know you didn't. That's why I wanted to tell you.
I'm so glad you
That's a
pointed.
famous, world-famous Detweiler Bridge. People come here just to see that bridge.
Wow.
Yeah, they love it.
What a moment right now with Randy Reeves on the Detweiler Bridge.
There you go.
Matt McCaslin trying to tie for the lead. That's not where he wanted that. Yep, just missed his spot. The shot, now he's playing a shot that's going to get closer to the right edge than most, but
yeah,
when you see one that close to the right edge, you know they're a little off their mark.
Correct.
It only takes a little bit. He'll stay 1 back. Let's see what Randy does. Yeah, Randy's going to play that shallow shot also. He's going to play a shot very similar to what Matt McCaslin just played. They're going into the rocks way farther up than some of the other competitors here. Some of these guys are hitting it in the rocks about 4 feet up.
Right.
Oh, bad bounce. Bad bounce, and that's the problem. He missed his spot by an inch.
He missed it. If you miss it by ½ an inch, you can do something like that, and that's the difference between winning and losing.
When they take the sharper angle shot, you know much sooner whether you made it or you missed it. In this case, you give yourself kind of a second chance, but that one wasn't having any of it.
No chance. No.
And now you got a tough deuce here. This is a putt that actually works toward Randy's left. Probably needs to hit this about right edge.
Yep.
Beautiful. All right, so Randy Reeves makes that one. He stays at 6 under. The lead is 8 under. Gary Hester and Greg Newport are out there somewhere. They should be coming through the cave here any minute. There they are right behind us.
All right.
Newport just made 16. That's probably going to tie him for the lead. It did. Greg Newport just made 16. He and Gary Hester, Gary Hester just made it. Well, Newport got the ball out of the hole. That's awful nice of him.
Yeah.
Here's Randy Reeves now on the tee at 8. This one basically a straight-in putt. You don't have a lot of these here at the Rumble, Bob.
Not too many.
Take it up that left-hand side about 3 inches from the rocks. Up the hill, straight in.
You know, because you've played this tournament many times.
Oh,
or the Masters.
So close. Just tails to the right the entire way. You want to cheat over to the left as much as possible. Becomes a pretty tight putt.
Ugh.
Reeves stays at 6 under. That's 2 shots back. Now McCaslin. Believe it or not, we got a backup at 16 and 17. Bob and I are looking back behind us. Here's Matt McCaslin now on the other side of the volcano. And you can just see how close that was. So they will head over to 9, which is a very good birdie opportunity.
Right.
And while they do, we don't have a camera here on 17, but it is the end of Greg Newport and Gary Hester's round. Hester is at 8 under, Newport is at 7 under, and he's on a hole that he can make. So while they head up to the next hole, we'll just tell you that Newport just made it. So
Yeah,
now we have 3 players tied for the lead at -8.
Wow.
And Newport is already, this is his second round. Hester is in his second round. Remember, Joey Grable's still standing over on the first tee. Hadn't even started yet.
Exactly right.
Gary Hester has 10 aces, and he just made his 11th. If you had Gary Hester over, he just went over with his 11th ace of the week. This one takes the outright lead. Here's McCaslin now on the tee at 9. A putt that just moves left. That's pretty good. Oh.
Close.
Matt, you'll never make it. They're on 18T. You're in a good spot. I can hear our producer Matt working.
Oh.
We just don't have a ton of reception over there. We're staying with this group. These guys have the most holes left. And Bob, as you know, if you got a lot of holes left, you really have the advantage in this event.
That's right.
So
Yep.
That's Bob Detweiler. We're looking at the clubhouse that you built, the volcano. Now, why the volcano? You've got the volcanoes at your brand new Aloha facility as well. Why the volcanoes?
So because it's a Hawaiian theme, and and if you've ever been to Hawaii, you know they have volcanoes there.
I have been.
I have too, and people like to go there. It's a nice vacation to Hawaii, so we want to make it feel like they're in Hawaii. And they may not ever get there, but they can come to Hawaii and Rumble and walk through the course. That's why they call it adventure golf.
It's beautiful.
You're on an adventure.
There's a look at the 10th hole. Gary Hester at 9 under, playing the 18th. The 18th is the top left of that screen right there. You can actually see Ted in the white shirt. We can't see that hole from where we're sitting.
No, we can't see it.
There's Randy Reeves heading over to the 10th. Randy at 7 under. He is 2 shots back. Boy, the great Sports Illustrated photographer Sean Carroll was out here a few years ago, and he got some great shots.
Correct.
The cover shot of the story was right here at the 10th. That one.
Yes. I remember when he was here. It was awesome.
He's a true artist. All right, trying to play this as the traditional backdoor putt. And honestly, yeah, he's trying to get it to come back down the hill. He was trying to play the front door. These guys have not been hitting the one that comes in the front.
No.
They've been trying to just go off the back rocks, which is a little different. This new carpet you have is a little slower.
It's a little slower, yes. It's a little more, it's a little more like putting on real grass.
Yeah, it's very good. Now Reeves for his par. So Randy Reeves stays 7 under. That's 2 shots back. Gary Hester is about to finish up over at 18. This is Matt McCaslin, one of the golfing McCaslin family. 3 different McCaslins have won the Mini Golf Masters, including this man. You don't make this very often. And he gets a bad bounce off the back rocks. Bob, this hole was hard when it was when it was bricks.
Right.
So it's almost impossible with rocks.
Right. It makes it real tough. And I like it that way.
Yeah. I'm sure you do.
Yes.
Now it's a balance. I mean, you've got the public that plays here the rest of the time, so if you
Right.
make it too hard, they're not going to finish.
Well, that's true.
How do you balance that out?
Well, they get a 2 or a 3. And they say, well, that's pretty good.
And they're happy with it.
They're happy. They're not pros, you know. These guys are pros, and they expect to make an ace on every hole. They don't, but they do expect it.
McCaslin trying to stay at 7 under, and he's going to drop a shot. So that'll be a bogey for Matt McCaslin at the 10th. And by the way, this one's not done yet. This is a right edge putt. All right. So he drops one. He falls back to 6 under. That's going to be safe as we're looking at what's in the top 8 right now. It's taking 2 under par to make it to tomorrow. Feel like it's going to be 3 or 4 by the time we get finished. They will head down the hill and across the other Detweiler Bridge.
That's right.
Is that one that is? That's the other Detweiler Bridge?
That's the other Detweiler Bridge. There's 2 of them.
And they head to 11. All the way around the corner. Oh, McCaslin just about got it to line up. Wow. Just about made it.
That's a tough hole. Very, very hard. It's makeable, but it's very hard.
Gary Hester has finished. 9 under par is the total through 2 rounds that leads. Greg Newport is 2 shots behind Gary. This is Randy Reeves. He is tied with Newport, 2 off the lead. Almost. So Reeves should have no problem with that to stay 7 under. Tomorrow, match play.
Match play.
Have you ever had match play here?
Yeah, we had the Detweiler Cup, kind of like the Ryder Cup in the past, and we did that, but that's been a while.
Now, are they going to play, forgive me for not knowing this, but are they going to play concessions, or do you just have to finish out? Is it stroke/match play?
Yeah.
Because it's interesting, what would normally be concession range in the Ryder Cup is not necessarily as makeable here.
Right.
You know, a 3-footer, you might give a guy a 2 or 3 footer, but here,
nah,
you're not going to do that.
No, can't.
Reeves playing a tricky shot here at 12. This is a very sharp angle, and that's not what he wanted. Too sharp, it comes off that right rock, hits the left rock, and now he's in big trouble. I want to say he made it in his first lap, Bob. He felt pretty emboldened, and that spot that they're trying to hit there on the right-hand side, if you're playing that shot, you're trying to hit a spot about the size of the golf ball.
Correct.
And it's about the shape of a golf ball, too. It's rounded. If you miss it, it starts pinging around like a pinball.
Yep. Then he missed it.
All right, Bob, you take us through this.
Okay.
I'm gonna step off for 1 moment.
Okay. I'll take over while you're gone, and hopefully everything will be fine. I hope you're enjoying watching this show. It's amazing. It's so exciting. And if you're here watching this in person, you will not believe it. It's the most exciting part of golf. Putting. The PGA, when they show a tournament on TV, they mainly are on the greens. They'll show a guy hit an approach shot now and then, but mostly on the green. I hope you're all enjoying this broadcast. It's our very first ever, and we're all excited about the future. We think this is going to grow and get just bigger and bigger until we're as big as the NFL and the PGA and Major League Baseball, you name it. Yeah, Bob's going off. It's a very exciting tournament. We're here at Hawaiian Rumble Miniature Golf in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And it's very exciting to watch this. If you're in town, come on out, or if you're not, you can come on over. And tomorrow evening we'll be doing this again, and that's going to be very exciting. You will not believe it. Because every one of these guys in the top 8 are going to be very good putters. And the tension, you'll be able to cut it with a knife. It's so exciting. So, I think we're done with the first round. So if you all want to place a vote or a wager, go ahead and do it.
Should you and I start betting now?
I think we should.
Is that legal?
I don't think so.
Okay, good.
I don't think it is.
I look back at the first. Joey Grable, 1 shot back, getting ready to start. There's the cave hole. You've got a cave hole down at Aloha also. I like the cave holes.
Yeah. There's 2 caves on the down at Aloha.
Yeah.
But we play the island course.
Down at the first tee is Kaz Brown.
I'm here with Olivia Prokopova and Joey Graybeal. Joey, you are our first round leader. What are you planning to do going into round 2 to maintain that position?
I'm going to play the same way. I'm not going to change anything. I'm going to go out there and put the blinders on and play the exact same way. I won't change anything.
All right, and Olivia, what adjustments are you going to be making to your game heading into round 2?
Oh, I'm going to make more aces and no bogeys.
All right, well, thank you both for your time and good luck out there.
How about the World Putting League debut of Kaz Brown? He's doing a great job down on the first tee. A lot of focus there on that first hole. Joey Grable, after shooting 8 under par in the first round, getting things started. And then the pre-tournament favorite, Olivia Prokopova, who's honestly sitting on the cut line right now. She's got to shoot under par here in this second round, or she's not going to make it.
But she's typically starts out slow, and then as the rounds build up, she gets better and better. And by the time you're done, she's won.
Now, she's been coming here from the Czech Republic, now lives in Houston. We read through the whole bio, but you've been seeing Olivia Prokopova over here since she was how old?
7 years old.
7 years old.
And she played in the junior tournament, but she also played in the adults, with the adults at 7 years old.
She has a cousin named Pavel who's won the junior side of things. Now, obviously, worldwide travel got really tough there for a couple of years. They haven't been coming over. Olivia's 27 now.
Right.
27.
It's amazing.
You're going to be seeing little Amelie pretty soon.
I know it, and she's already playing. Her daughter is playing mini golf already.
So here's Joey Grable, 1 off the lead at the very makeable first, playing the straight-in putt. And that is a great start for Joey Grable. Tied for the lead now, 9 under par, a former amateur winner here and Masters champion.
Masters champion also.
Has anybody won both of those besides Joey?
I really don't know for sure.
All right, well, you would know. Now Olivia. Let's see if she can get something going early in this round. Got it. And knew it. So Olivia Prokopova to 3 under. That's a little bit of breathing room trying to stay in that top 8.
I knew that was going to happen. She'll turn it on now. I don't want to jinx her, though.
All right. Just a wonderful competitor. We've watched her grow up here in this tournament. Now to the second, and you've changed this second hole over the years. The addition of that rock was somewhat controversial.
Well, people don't like it when you make it tougher.
No, I'm one of those people.
Yeah, I know that.
Here's Olivia.
Did you make it?
No, just missed on the right-hand side, just a little too much speed. This putt, and you're going to see it when Joey hits it, the start line that they choose is so far over to the right, there's an immediate jerk to the left It's a little disconcerting when you're standing there hitting this. You're hitting a putt that, as you can see, is going 25 feet, and it's so smooth and slow, but the first 6 inches of it go immediately hard to the left, and it's a little disconcerting.
Right.
Okay, then everything from there supposed to look just like that.
That's the way it's done.
Joey Grable, back-to-back birdies to start the round. He's at 10 under, and he leads alone.
Wow. They're on fire. Oh, my gosh.
And with this system that they use across professional miniature golf, the alternating honors, it's awful nice when you've gone ahead and made that one. What you don't want is to be in Olivia's position where you made a 2 or worse, and you have to sit and wait.
Right.
It's not your turn on the next hole anymore.
No.
Grable looking for a spot out to the right that's going to hit the rocks just once and go in. You can make it if you hit the rocks twice. He's trying to do just one deflection. You can get that one.
There. Almost.
That's not the one he was looking for, but you see it almost would work. It may have missed left. Who knows?
Yeah.
So it is a birdie par start for Joey Grable. Still leads at 10 under. A little easier. Here's another one of the holes. One of the shots a little easier for Olivia, being a left-hander.
Right.
Gets a clean stance at it. And that somewhere in between where Joey hit it and where Olivia hit it is where they're trying to hit it.
Yeah. I think Olivia plays one hole right-handed. I'm not sure.
She does. She plays the 9th. And the putter is left up there on the rocks. If you weren't with us earlier, we showed that, and we'll be with this group when they get there.
Okay.
That's a nice putt, a nice deuce there for Olivia. She stays at 3 under. And as of right now, that's the number to get in.
That's a cut line?
As of right now, we have exactly 8 players at 3 under par or better.
Yep.
You can't imagine that. Kent Crawford is in through 2 rounds at 2 under. All right. 8 more players left to come through number 1. You got to have 5 aces to take the over-under total on 1 to get there. With 8 players left, are we going to have 5 of them make it? I think we will.
I would say.
I think we get there.
I think so.
Olivia at 4, and you saw that ball get up into the rocks, and once it hit the rock, then it wasn't going to make it anymore, but she struggled with this one in her first round, so that's an easy 2 for her. And now Joey. The over-under for aces on this hole was just 1.5, and we're still at 0.
Yeah.
The over-under on 10 was 7.5. We're not getting anywhere near that.
No.
All right, here's Grable. It looked like it just glanced off the rock. Yep. If it touches the rock at all, it's amazing, Bob, how much energy that takes out of the ball.
It takes enough out that that can't make it.
It's to the point where I'm wondering why these folks have not gone out here and learned a bank shot on this hole. I mean, obviously it just must not line up, but there's got to be some sequence of rocks that can give you a chance playing a deflection.
Yes.
They just haven't found it.
Right.
So off to the 5th they go. The 5th hole, as we have mentioned, named Mackay, toward the sea.
Oh, yeah, right. Towards the sea.
And Joey's going to play this way down there, too. They normally play one. Well, that one did come left. That rock just killed it. I think he got in the rocks on the right. Looked like he was aiming way down there toward the dolphin, trying to get in the rocks very late.
Yeah.
The old traditional shot used to be to hit the rocks kind of about the midway point.
They did. Now they go further down. I mean, it's a variety of shots on that hole.
So a little bit of work left here for Joey Grable, and there's some last-minute moves here around this cup. This ball will kind of whip to the left. Yep.
They got it.
No problem. And we'll see if Olivia can get it where she needs. And look at this for the left-hander. Got to put her right foot up on the rocks.
Yep.
Both heels up on the rocks.
Oh, boy.
That's a pretty violent bounce off the rocks. I don't know that that's what she was looking for.
Well,
Joey Grable is the leader at 10 under. He just made a deuce here. Justin Monning has put another player in the 3 under par group. Olivia Prokopova on that number. That's what it's taking in order to get to tomorrow right now. Solid.
Yeah.
So off to the 6th, and we've seen some different lines now at 6 with the new carpet. This is the one they used to play right at that palm tree and really didn't mess with that hump.
Right.
We've seen the players now starting farther left and going over that hump.
Right. It's the dog leg left, isn't it?
It is the dog leg left. Somebody, and I forget who it was, about an hour ago, got it up in the air and almost hit it over that hump and over the rocks. And it wasn't that bad of a putt. It just, I mean, they're playing a shot that's kind of risky now.
Right.
There's Olivia. That's the more traditional route. A little more speed.
Yeah.
That she was hoping for.
It's a very difficult hole to ace.
And now Joey. This is the more traditional line. You take it right at that little stubby palm tree. And 1 or 2 banks off the rocks. There's the one. Yeah, that ball just died. Well, just a couple minutes ago, we told you about Justin Monning, who is now up to 4 under. He has bumped now inside that top 8. Here's Joey Grable.
Joey is a very consistent putter. He's always up there.
Okay, so Joey stays in the lead at 10 under. We're over at the 10th. And here at the 10th, this is John Powell, who's been playing a lot of events. John Powell is about 3 shots outside the number. He's at even par. That might work. So that's how they used to play 10.
Right.
Well, you try to make it front door, but you go off the back door, go up, then come back a second time.
Yeah.
Playing in this group with John is Justin Monning. And Monning is the one having a whale of a day here. 6 aces. He's up to 4 under. We'll go back to 7, and Joey Grable. There's Monning. It didn't quite get where he wanted it at 10. It's funny, Bob. They're trying to hit a putt that doesn't hit the hole twice. We got to get it to go past the hole twice without hitting it.
Right. It's they bank it off the after it passes the hole, bank it off the rock, because then it comes back up the hill and then back down again.
Exactly. And Monning had the whole leap in the way there. So he stays at 4 under. He's 1 in front of this young lady, Olivia Prokopova, this at 7. She's playing that sharp angled shot off the rocks. I like this shot better. Into the rocks on the left pretty early, and it's straight in from there. And it looked like she caught the rocks on the right-hand side, took all the speed off of it.
Again, yes. It basically stopped.
Yeah. And that's a lot of work left.
A lot of meat on that bone.
Now Olivia to stay at 3. Inside right putt. Snuck in.
She got it.
This is Justin Monning now at 11, trying to stay at 4 under, but some work to stay there, so he got bailed out at 10, and he's going to drop a shot here at 11. That makes the number 3 under again. He comes back into the 3 under par group with Tim Talley and Olivia Prokopova. Tim Talley is in at 3 under. Right now, that's good enough. The question is, will it stay that way?
That's right. Will it stay?
And here's Olivia at 8. Up that left side, missed the rocks on the left by about 3 inches, and it goes straight in the middle.
She's due to make one.
It's uphill, though, until about 2 feet short of the hole. That's good if she's hit it. Yeah. Beautiful.
Nice shot.
So Olivia with some breathing room, and normally once she gets going, she doesn't stop. Another ace for Olivia Prokopova. Up to 4 under par. She's easily inside the top 8.
Yep. She's there now. And she'll keep going now.
All business.
Yep.
Now, Joey, too far right. Too far right, didn't hit it. A rare bad played shot there for Joey Grable. I mean, that by his standards, that's way off.
That's unusual. Very unusual. But they can feel, you know what I think? They can feel somebody breathing down their neck. And that might be Olivia.
Now, Olivia's over on the steps. No, she's over. Joey's over there.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
They're over here.
I'm not talking about those steps.
I see what you're saying. They have seen Olivia come charging up the leaderboard before.
That's what I'm talking about. She'll be pounding down their neck.
All right, this over at 12 now. This is John Powell. And he was playing his second shot. The first shot actually came back off the rocks. Powell is in the group with Justin Monning. And there's Jay Clapper. Clapper's at 1 under. Jay's in the group with Jeremy Innabennet.
Well, he needs a couple aces.
Yep. Jeremy's also 1 under. So here's a couple guys that are outside the number. They got to get going.
They got to turn it on. Turn it on, buddy.
Jeremy heads on over to the 7th, and we'll go back over to Justin Monning here at 11. Got a couple of good bounces there. That's a well-played shot.
Great shot.
Should be able to stay at 3 under par.
Yep.
There's Joey Grable at 9. Is showing us the logo. That must mean he aced it. He did. So Joey Grable has made an ace. He builds on the lead. Now Olivia is trying to match him. This is the only shot on the course she plays right-handed.
Oh, just missed. Wow.
You don't have to miss by much.
No.
That 9th hole is longer than it looks here, too, Bob. That's a good 25-footer right there.
Oh, yeah, at least.
What's your best round on this course?
I had a 18 one time.
No, you didn't. You did not.
Well, that was in my dreams. I had an 18, but no, I can't remember.
I like that. That's a good answer.
Thank you.
Over to the cave, and Justin Monning. That's a very good tee shot. The cave is the 13th hole. It's one of the last toughest holes out on the golf course. All right, we have 4 players left to play the first hole. The over-under is 25.5, and we've got 24 aces.
Wow.
So we only need 2 more. We need half of them, and I think we're going to get them.
I think we will, to go over.
All right, Olivia just knocked that one in. Or excuse me, this is Olivia. That was her knocking it in at 9. Here she is at 10. I actually do not like this shot that they're playing. This one off the side, off the right.
I don't like it either. I think it's just not doing well.
No, when it catches the rocks on the left like hers did, you're just done.
Yep.
Into the cave for John Powell. John Powell. Ooh, That was a great shot.
Awesome.
John Powell outside the cut line right now. It's going to take at least 3 under. John's at 1 over.
Uh-oh.
Here's Olivia now for her par at 10. This is a tough deuce.
Very tough.
She's playing with the leader. She's not frozen. She stands over it for a long time. it's a good question. And Olivia stays at 4 under par. All right, here's Joey now at 10. Tournament leader at 11 under par. See, he doesn't catch any piece. Oh, but he caught the hole. And it took just enough energy. That would have been the spot, too. This would have gone all the way back and might have gone in, but he caught the hole on the way back.
And made it jump over. Yep.
Unlucky.
That was a bad break right there.
Still leads by 2. And we're playing for seeding here. Joey at this point is going to play tomorrow.
Correct.
It's just a matter of what the seeding's going to be. Single elimination match play from the top 8 once we get to tomorrow. That used to be an ice cream store over there.
Yes. A Baskin Robbins.
Yeah, I liked that.
It's good ice cream.
Yeah, I liked it when it was a night because then they moved it to turn it to a Subway.
Yes.
And there's nothing wrong with a Subway, but they don't have ice cream.
Well, now it's a pizza place.
Okay.
Andy's Pizza over there. Subway.
Good stuff?
It's good. It's all good. Everything over there is good. I eat there all the time.
Grable at 11. Leads by 2. Just kind of get it to bop around there. He made this in the last round. Olivia's going to make sure that he didn't make it again. You don't make this very often. And the referee is right in there. Can't do this without the volunteers and the referees.
That's
Can't
right.
thank them enough.
Can't thank them enough. All the people that are volunteering and keeping scores for everything, and it's just a super event.
Deuce for Grable. He stays at 11 under. And now Olivia at 4 under par. I personally think this is going to be the number in order to make it to tomorrow. She might think she needs another one. That's a bad bounce. Terrible bounce.
Ugh.
And she might not have a straight shot. Now I think she does barely have a straight shot at it. This was not the time for that.
Nope. The cut still at 3?
Still 3. There are 9 players at 3 under par or better. We got a couple of 3s. It would be Tim Talley and Justin Monning going back at it, but we still have a few groups left to start.
Right.
2 groups left to start, and Justin Monning still has holes left. Tim Talley is being held hostage by his score. There's nothing he can do about it.
Right.
Monning got through the cave. He's got a scoreable stretch in front of him.
Yep.
This is Olivia to stay out of that mix, to stay 1 inside the cut number.
If she can make it. It's not a gimme.
The tournament favorite trying to avoid the bogey at 11. What a putt.
Wow.
Well,
super putt.
That's why she is who she is, and that's why there's all the hoopla over Olivia Prokopova.
That's correct. That's why she's who she is. The best mini golf putter in the world.
Now, you're not out of the woods yet, because what you've done here at 12, and I personally blame you, Bob.
Well, you blame me for everything. That's
Yes, I
nothing
do.
new.
This used to be such a simple hole. It was a straightaway putt.
Yeah.
Maybe moved a little right, and everybody loved it.
Yes.
Now you've moved the hole to the left. You put a rock in the way.
Yes.
This thing is treacherous.
Yes, and I like it that way because it was too easy. Everybody liked it before because it was an ace hole. You could, if you missed it, you were ridiculous if you missed. But now,
ooh, She gets the sharp bounce. She gets another good one. Wow, that's such a risky shot, but it works out just fine for
Yes.
Olivia Prokopova.
That's like an ace right there.
It sure is. Look at the big sigh of relief.
Yeah.
And Joey's not playing that shot.
No, it's too risky.
It looks like he's going to try to go around the long way. Well, I don't know. No, he was playing that shot.
Did he make it?
No, pretty good. Not bad.
Close.
So Joey Grable is 11 under. He leads. That's really not the full story here today. Justin Monning just dropped a shot back to 3 under. John Ventura is at 3 under with one hole to play.
Uh-oh. He needs an ace.
Yeah, John's going to, I don't see him up there. But he's up there at 18. This group heads to the cave.
Oh, he's already played it.
You see him?
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
But I don't know if he made it.
No.
I don't think so.
Oh, there it is. Your body language is bad. There's Bob. I'm Brian. We're looking over there. That's where 18 is. The first hole is over here. We only need one ace out of the last 2 shots to push the birdie total at number 1 to the over. We hope you're getting all the gambling done. We hope you're enjoying it. That's our leader, Joey Grable. He's in the tunnel here at 13. Tough shot for a right-hander. This is too far left.
Ooh.
Oh.
Man,
That was close. A little farther right, and you get the bounce.
Yes.
You're not trying to make that straight in.
Nope.
But that is a great shot for Joey Grable. And you may be saying to yourself, well, how do you know?
You can't make it straight in, actually.
You can't. Yeah, right. See, you know.
Yeah, I know.
You can get very lucky. And here's the advantage. Because she's left-handed. She can get way over there.
That's right. It's an advantage for her.
Yeah, she can take a lot of the breakout.
Right.
And get that nice little soft bounce. That's just great. That's actually a little unlucky, but that's about as bad as she's going to do.
That's right. That's
It's gotten to the point where a lot of the players in this field have thought about learning to play this shot left-handed, as she plays the 9th right-handed.
Yes. It would be an advantage if you can hit it left-handed.
Yeah. All right, so we're just waiting to get John Ventura's score posted. So we have seen him on the 3 under par number, and that's going to affect this. Justin Monning dropped another shot. He's back to 2 under.
Uh-oh.
As he finished up at 17. Here's Olivia now at 14. That's a pretty good start. Yeah, that's good. When you take the total amount of time you take on 14 is less than 4 seconds, that's pretty efficient use.
Yes.
Clapper now at 12. He's playing it the long way around. Got a nice sharp bounce off of that. That's pretty good. Now Grable at 14, tournament leader. That's pretty good too.
Yep.
Nice. Can't design a big golf hole like this.
No, you can't.
Because you just you hit a wedge through the trees into the hole.
Come through the rough.
All right, John Powell. This is the 18th. This is a putt that's pretty straight in. You hit it kind of up the left-hand side. It moves a little right, but it's a front door putt from right there. That's a good spot. Just like that. So John Powell in this group with Justin Monning. Now, here's the thing. I'd love to stay with this. Well, John Powell's going to miss the cut. This one here for Justin Monning is to have a chance.
If he can make it.
Monning is at 3 under. This would get him to 4.
Yep.
So Monning bogeyed 16, birdied 17, has this to get to 4 under. We think that's going to make it to tomorrow. Is this enough? It is, but too far right.
Close.
So he's going to sit there and languish like Tim Talley at 300. By the way, this putt's not in yet. This is a putt you got to hit. You might even have to hit this outside the hole on the right.
Yeah, it's a big break right there.
So here's a big putt for Justin Monning. I think the last one was the one he needed, but if you want to have any chance, you have to make this. It's at least a right edge putt, and he never got it high enough. You said it, Bob. You said it was a big breaker, and Monning is going to fall to 2 under, and there's just no way. That's outside the top 8 right now.
He's done.
So a disappointing finish. He tried to make the charge with aces at 16 and 17. A 3 at 18 undoes Justin Monning. Hey, that same thing could be waiting Olivia. She's not clear yet. She's at 4 under. Stands on the tee at 16.
That's a signature hole here, 16.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a signature hole. They'll tell you, these guys have played all over the world, and they'll tell you 16 is one of the hardest putting holes they've ever played.
Sure is. Tough for this left-hander who has to stand on the rocks. It's basically just a right edge putt. Maybe a cup right. That's pretty good if it's got the speed. Oh.
He needed to be a little further right and clip that mound, and it'll push it right into the hole.
Yep. So Olivia stays at 4 under. 4 under is going to make it to tomorrow.
4 under will, yeah.
By the way, there's the Detweiler Bridge in the background.
That's a famous bridge, you know.
I've heard that.
And it's people love to get their picture taken there, but, you know, it's just because it's famous.
Now Grable, 11 under, still leads by 2. What a start for Joey Grable.
Wow, isn't it something?
Oh, but that's a terrible break. We start to brag on him. And
and a putt from where he's at is so difficult. It breaks hard left.
And unfortunately, here's the thing. He's right behind us, too.
Yeah, he's right there. And he's stressing over that putt.
As he should. This putt that he's got is a right edge putt, which he will, of course, know.
Yep. But I've seen people get an 8 from that where he's at right now.
Okay, nobody's going to make an 8.
Not with this group. But I've seen one of the McCaslins do that.
I was going to say, I'm looking at the scorecard here. I think we have a 5-shot maximum. Yeah, limited to 5 strokes per hole. And if you come here and play on a regular day.
If you're a tourist. Not with these guys.
No stroke limit here.
No. No stroke limit.
All right, so we're just going to control our level here for just a second because Joey Grable is back there behind us. This is, I mean, he's still, this is the safe par. No big deal here. It's just a right edge putt. He's got this, but.
It's not automatic, I'll tell you that.
We haven't seen him take this long.
This is a tough putt, that's why. Very tough.
Oh, he got it.
Wow.
What a save from Joey Grable.
Way to go, Joey.
So he stays at 11 under. And in the lead by 2, they head to the very gettable 17th.
Right. The 17 is a very aceable hole.
And they skipped the Detweiler Bridge. All right. Update from the first hole. Remember, we had 2 players left.
Yep.
And there were 25 aces. We needed one of those last 2 to hit the over.
Did we get it?
They both made it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Grable at 17, and he's done it. He's gotten to 12 under par.
Oh, my gosh.
That big par save
Amazing.
at 16 keeps the momentum going, and Joey Grable is now 12 under.
That's a good example of how good these guys are at putting. They are above good.
Now,
it's amazing.
Olivia, no problem. So Olivia Prokopova with that putt gets to 5 under. That's going to
puts her in.
Yeah, that'll get it. I mean, you're not going to make worse than 2 at 18 most of the time.
Nope. Although 18 is a tough hole, but
yeah, these 2 have wonderful touch though. I think
they
they're
do.
They're going to make more 1s than 3s.
Of course.
At the 18th hole. So Olivia Prokopova looks like she's going to make it, and we'll just briefly count down. Yeah, the 3 under par number is still the number. Tim Talley, John Ventura are in at 3 under par. Jeremy Innabennett is out there at 3 under par. If he gets to 4, he would be the 8th player at 4 under par. Or better. He'd
right?
bump the 3s.
He'd knock those out.
There's nobody at 4 right now.
Nope.
So here's Olivia Prokopova, who's at 5 under.
Well, it could happen.
Somebody in our control tent just said that word that starts with a P, and we don't say that word. I think that was Jared saying the word that we don't say.
Right.
Here's Olivia for the ace. She gets to 6 under. What troubles? You said it, Bob. She's a closer.
Yep. At the end, she just closes out. She's got the killer instinct.
Now Grable leads by 3. He just saw it. Usually that's all these guys need. Got to look at the pace. This putt is pretty dramatically uphill to start. Not his best, but he won't have any problems from there.
Right.
It's going to be 4 under par, 32 for Joey Grable after going out in his first round of 8 under par. And Joey Grable is your tournament leader.
There we go.
And that's his golf ball.
I think he did that before.
He's got that move down.
Yep.
So that was a lot of fun. Now you go back, and there's only a couple of groups left out on the golf course. That right there is Jeremy Innabennett. And this is his chance to cut the 3s out right here. Jeremy has this. This is a very aceable 17th.
Jeremy.
There you go. Say goodbye to the 3s, and he knows it.
Jeremy Innabennett.
So Jeremy Innabennett gets to 4 under. That, for the moment, becomes the 8th player in at 4 under par or better. It has eliminated the 3s, and unfortunately, this guy's one of them. This is Jay Clapper. He's at 1 over. He's not going to make it to tomorrow, and that's a great putt there, Bob. That's a bit of a surprise at Jay.
Awesome. Yeah. Jay's a good player. He's won the Masters before.
Yeah, beat Olivia in a playoff.
Yes, in a playoff. Yep. That's hard to do.
Yeah.
Very hard to do.
Great attitude, though. Has been working with youth in the Atlanta area for over 20 years.
That's true. He works with the kids, and he's a great guy to work with.
And it'll be Clapper's turn at 18, but Jeremy Innabennett has a chance to make it 2, or he makes a 1, same thing.
Wow.
He breaks all the 3 under par hearts. So, Bob, if you want to talk to him, you got to walk over there, because otherwise we're going to hear everything you say.
They need a ruling on 8.
Oh, they need a ruling on 8. Well, Bob Detweiler is getting over there, because he is the ruler. Wonder what could have happened at 8.
You got it.
What could possibly have happened over there? We're going to get the tournament leader over here. Joey, come here. Joey, come here. Excuse us, we're doing a little on-air producing. Matt, you're going to want to take a look at us here in a minute. That's Jay Clapper at 18. Unfortunately for Jay, it's not going to be enough. Well, we're going to go ahead and come to us right now. Jeremy Innabennett has a putt there at 18 that we're going to want to watch to see if he can eliminate the 3s. But this is your leader, Joey Grable, 12 under par. You're a stud, man. Congratulations. How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. Feel pretty good. I played pretty good today, and I kind of slacked off there at the end a little bit, but I played pretty good.
I didn't see it as slacking off. That's a big putt for Jeremy Innabennett. You just walked up and tapped this thing in, but this for Jeremy gets him to 4 under, and that's the number to make it to tomorrow right now. And there you go. So as of right now, if we were to stop right now, that's your first round opponent. Have you ever done any match play with miniature golf before?
Not in miniature golf.
No?
Not in miniature golf.
You've done it in the big game.
In putt-putt we've done it, but not miniature golf.
Okay, so in putt-putt, the PPA guys with with some match play events. Well, what's the difference now? You've obviously just mastered stroke play. How do you change your mindset? What are you going to do?
Well, they're saying it's stroke play, match play, so it's not really going to be match play format like we normally play, where if you take a 9 on a hole and ace it, you just lose 1 hole. You're going to lose 8 strokes this time.
Is that right?
So it's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a different mindset than what you have usually in match play.
Mhm.
If somebody normally in match play, if you take a 5 in front of me, I ain't worried about making it. If I make a 4, I still won the hole.
Right.
But in this format, it's going to be strokes.
By the way, I think that's a very good example you just cited. That's very likely. Well, that's tremendous insight.
I want to thank you guys, man. This has been I've never been so happy playing mini golf before. I come out here and I'm looking at all these TVs and all these people coming out for us, and this has been the event of a lifetime so far.
It's a great start. And I may have stolen you from Kaz Brown. I apologize. Joey, great start. Good luck heading into tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
All right, that's Joey Grable. Here is the action out there on the golf course. Trying to coax one in. All right, Joey played with Olivia Prokopova, and Kaz Brown is standing by with her.
All right, Olivia, we're back once more. We got a chance to talk a little bit after that first round, and you weren't extremely happy with how you played. How are you feeling after round 2?
I'm feeling much better, but still I'm not happy. I mean, I'll never be happy with my playing, but 4 aces is solid. But I didn't have any bogeys, so it was much better.
And I can tell that you put a lot of pressure on yourself. You have a high expectation of your own play. Where does that come from?
I mean, it's normal. It's every tournament since I won my first U.S. Masters or U.S. Open. But it's like everybody, like abroad, or like my fans, and like I can feel it here that everybody thinks that I'm the best player in the world, and they talk about me like that. And then I put pressure on myself, and I try to do my best not to let them be sad, or I just don't know how to describe that because English is my second language. So but yeah, then like every single first round at every single tournament is really bad. So yeah, I just put too much pressure on myself.
All right, and looking forward to tomorrow, is there anything you're going to change about your game plan or routine, or just kind of stick to what you've been doing?
No, I will stick what I'm doing, and I will just talk to my husband, and he will just talk with me and just try to calm me down. But he does good with that. So.
All right, thanks, Olivia. We'll see you tomorrow.
Kaz, great job, and congratulations to Olivia Prokopova with a furious finish to make it into tomorrow's final 8.
Yep.
We've got
That's a typical finish by her.
We have a bit of a disaster unfolding over here in front of us. This is Eric Ratchford, who is struggling at 17. A 17th hole is another one that you changed, Bob. The hole used to be right about there.
Right. And then we put it up there.
Yeah.
Which makes it very interesting. If you get the yips, you can't make it.
Yeah, he wasn't even, almost didn't make it back up the hill.
Okay, Ted Detweiler's coming in to take over for the old man. Talk to you all later. Go place your wagers, please.
All right. While we switch Detweilers, we head back over to Kaz. We are not heading to Kaz Brown. She has waved us off. I don't blame her. I stole Joey Grable from her, and she's never going to talk to us again. All right, Ted Detweiler back with us. Just so you know, Ted, I hear everything that you hear.
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
Here's Ted, who has just been out. You're wearing many hats. And actually, you just took your hat off.
And I took it off.
You've been scoring. You've been ruling.
I don't have my hat anymore. I don't know what hat I'm wearing.
All right. Well, you know what? We'll sort it out.
But yeah, it was interesting watching the last two groups and what just happened. It was super exciting. You were watching, of course, yes.
Yep, we sure were. Jeremy,
everything was on the line.
In at 4 under, that's the border. Joey Grable leads. Kaz Brown standing by with another of our competitors.
All right, I'm here with Greg Newport, who is tied for second place heading into tomorrow. Greg, 11 hole-in-ones today. How are you feeling about your performance?
Overall, it was pretty good. I made a couple of mistakes coming in. Actually, I only made one mistake coming in. This is the last hole, but today was all about positioning, getting ready, getting a spot for tomorrow, and now tomorrow's a different ball game.
All right, and you said it yourself. Tomorrow is a different ball game. So are you going to be doing anything different to approach tomorrow?
Yes and no. It's basically now a one round shootout. It's a little bit different than what we usually play. Match play, we play heads up, but usually we play by holes, but tomorrow will be by total strokes. So one hole can get you, and if it does, well, you're pretty much done for the round. But overall, the mindset will be about the same. Basically, you're playing against another person, so but you still have to worry about how you do during the round and how you position yourself and make the holes you need to make, and maybe make a few more that you're not supposed to make, but we'll see what happens.
All right, Greg, thanks for your time.
Kaz, thanks. Well done. The soft-spoken Greg Newport finds himself 3 shots off the lead here, Ted. We've got a 12, and we've got a couple of 9s, and Newport's one of the 9s.
Right. And like they were just talking about, come tomorrow, it's a whole new ball game.
Yeah, match play. And as we just heard from Joey, stroke play, match play, where
Yes.
you can actually see a 2-stroke swing.
Yeah, absolutely. And that will happen.
Oh, it's definitely going to happen.
Yeah.
I think that's a heck of a
It's going to be a
decision.
lot of exciting matchups come tomorrow with that top 8.
Yeah, no question. So we only have a couple of groups left out on the golf course, and you know, Louis Brust, it's a little too far away to make it in here. Rick Alessi is on the number, or he's just one inside the number at 5 under par. He's got to finish off his round. John Wilder and Brandon Davis. Brandon's at 2 under, needs a big finish.
Yeah.
John's a little too far back right now to make it, but we've got some guys that are trying to grind their way in.
And these are still important numbers coming in because, you know, there's a whole season ahead that, you know, these numbers will add up.
And we're playing for seeding as well. Right now, it would be Joey Grable against Jeremy Inabinet.
Right.
If we get some more guys, if that number potentially goes to 5, then it changes some of the opponents. Unfortunately, we've eliminated the 3s, so a couple of mini golf legends and Tim Talley and John Ventura look like they're going to come up a shot short.
It was tough for Tim Talley because you know, he's here every year. He's a tough competitor, and he had an amazing first round, and then that. I wasn't exactly sure what happened in the second round, but you saw what happened. I guess it came down to the wire, right?
Yeah, they're just, as you know, they don't all go in.
Yeah.
You're hitting a lot of good putts. You're catching a lot of edges, and
yeah, like they say, you know, some days they're all falling, and some days they're not, and they're playing the same game.
Yeah.
You know, I'll talk to them a lot after they win the Masters. I said, what was it this year compared to last year? And you know, they feel like they got in that zone, you know, that everybody talks about.
All right, this is our final group. They're at 11. This is John Wilder, who is playing along with Brandon Davis. Now, Brandon Davis has a chance to play his way in. Wilder's a little too far back at 5 over, and we're playing the tough 11th. Your dad had to go give a ruling at 8. Have any idea what happened at 8?
8.
What kind of ruling could have happened at 8?
It's potentially, it rolled into the water hazard there.
Ah, yeah.
It's not a lot of water. There's just a tiny bit. So maybe there was a ruling there.
All right, there's Rick Alessi coming through the cave. Now, Rick is inside the number. He's at 5 under, but this is a tough deuce here. And if you're looking for tough holes, which, I mean, I love Rick. I don't even want to start thinking this way. But if you're looking at tough holes, and this one's not in yet, you don't always get great breaks at 14. We've even seen folks come apart at 17. We know how hard 16 can be.
And he's right there too, huh?
Yeah, his wife Carol played. She didn't make it to match play, but it looks like Rick might. He's inside the number. This to save par and stay at 5 under.
Oh.
And now he's back at 4, and he's on the number.
He's on the number.
Yeah.
This is going to be very interesting.
There are exactly 8 players at 4 under par or better right now. Rick Alessi is one of them. Jeremy Inabinet is finished.
Yes.
All right. And this is our final group back at 12. This is Brandon Davis. Now, Brandon Davis is at 1 under, so honestly, he can still get there, Ted.
Wow. So, yeah, we still have some guys here trying to make this cut.
Louis Brust, 4 over. He's not going to quite make it. He's in the group with Alessi.
Alessi has 4 holes left, is that right?
Correct.
Yes.
And so there's Brust, and you can see he knows where he's at. That's going to be a bogey. He goes back to 5 over par. It's kind of all or nothing for these guys starting in the top 26. You got to make it to the top 8 or nothing else. They'll head over to 14. Rick Alessi now on the bubble. And as we mentioned, it's an alternating system of honors. So Louis Brust just hit second off of the 13th hole. He will hit first here at 14. That, with a little more speed, is what you want.
Yes. He'll get some relief there.
The referee's jumping right in for the measurement is, honestly, it's saving us a lot of time.
You know what? You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
For the Minigolf Masters, we would do that with a scorecard or 2 putter heads, and you're doing it yourself.
Oh, he hit that.
Takes a while, yeah.
That was not an easy 2-putt.
Nope.
So here we go.
Yeah, here's the one with all eyes on this man.
Yes.
Rick Alessi, another veteran, as nice as they come. Great conversations with
and
this
a great
man
putter.
over the years. Oh, no question.
So he's got to stay tough here in these last 4 holes.
A little more speed.
That's
okay.
That's a nice layup for a 2.
This was right on where that old seam used to be.
Yeah.
Don't have that.
Oh.
Oh, maybe you still do.
Oh.
That was a putt that used to be very
That is
troublesome.
tough.
And so Alessi back to 3 under. That
Yep.
actually brings the 3s back in play. Tim Talley, John Ventura, don't leave yet.
Yep.
We don't say that word that starts with a P, Ted, just so you know.
That's
and
right.
Alessi still has some holes he can make.
That's right.
But it's back in his hands. One of those holes he can make is this one right here at 15.
Yep. He's going right on pace.
Boy, the world's moving pretty fast for Rick Alessi. I think you'd want to take a breath here. Very aceable 15th. Going off the back door. And he lined it up, and he made it.
No way.
What a comeback for Rick Alessi.
Wow, that's huge.
Right back inside the number.
That is
back to 4 under.
Mental toughness. That is huge.
Wow. I mean, and by the way, how about how quickly that happened, Ted? I mean, all that happening within a minute.
The amazing thing is,
by the way,
nice
Louis
ace.
Brust, they're filling it up at 15 now.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't take any time. He just went right into it like that last 2 holes didn't even happen.
Yeah.
So he's got to hold out now. He's sitting there right on the line, right?
Right on the line at 4 under, and here's where we talked about the alternating. Well, you sure would love to keep going. We obviously know Rick has got Rick's playing quickly.
Yeah.
So tough hole here at 16. It's makeable. Very, very makeable 17th. And then 18 right in the middle as far as difficulty is concerned. That's pretty good. That's not going to hurt Alessi too much to have seen that pace. You got to see a pretty good putt right there.
This is that tough hole that you can easily get a 3 on. These second putts are a little tough.
This putt right
here.
They
break left, they break right, depending on where you are on this hole.
Yeah, he's got to hit this over on the left edge. And that was never. He hit that on the right edge.
Yeah.
By the way, this one will jump right on him a little bit.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
Well, he got it.
He got it. All right, so that's Brust, and he's not going to make it, but that clears the stage here for Rick Alessi.
Yes.
And the 3 under par group.
He's smiling. He's relaxed.
They're paying very close attention to this group here. Oh, Good putt from
Almost
Rick
dropped it.
Alessi.
Oh.
Still might.
Almost.
Wow.
But that's a nice par. I mean, that's going to keep him there.
Stays at 5 under, and you know,
and-
here's the thing about this layout, Ted. We go to the feast or famine 17th. You know, it's
Right.
more than half the time you're going to knock it in. No big deal. But if you miss,
exactly,
it comes all the way back to you.
Yes.
All right. So Brust is staying on this side of the creek. Alessi's probably already playing.
No,
Where did he go?
He's getting some words of encouragement from his wife.
He's come over. Yeah. Is he looking for a score update?
I think
He has come across the Detweiler Bridge. The players don't know what the number is. Rick does not know that he is good at 5 under par. And that he's the cutoff, too. They should get the live stream.
Yes. Well, here he is lining it up.
All right, so Alessi is now on the tee at 17. There he is.
All right.
I don't know.
This is crucial right here.
I don't know that Carol was able to give him the information that he needed.
I don't
It's
know
perfectly
either.
legal, but I just don't know that she knew it.
Well, this is a very big putt.
Yeah, it's kind of make or miss right here. Alessi's at 5 under. This could eliminate the threes if he makes it. That's it.
I
Rick
think
Alessi.
That might have just solidified him in that cut, right?
Yep.
Oh, man, he
Gets
stayed tough
to
on
5 under. That's going to eliminate the threes. We are going to have exactly 8 players.
That's exciting.
That 4 under par or better.
I mean, he still has 18. 18, it should be an easy, 2. But I've seen a lot of people get threes there. I think he's probably shaken off that those bogeys he had. And
Now, we still have Brandon Davis out there. Brandon
Yes.
Davis is up to 2 under par.
Mm.
Now, he doesn't help the threes at all. So that Tim Talley and John Ventura, unfortunately, they're not going to get any help. But John Powell can help himself.
Right.
Could make it a 9th player in there. So Jeremy Inabinet is not necessarily in yet at 4 under. Rick Alessi, not necessarily in yet, even though he's up to 5 under.
Yeah,
If he
we still have
posts
some
5,
question
he's
marks.
in. All right, and there's Louis. So they will head to 18. And Rick Alessi is at 5 under par. He's fine. He can even make a 3 and get in this. But he'd love to make a 1 or 2 and not sweat it out.
Yes.
If he makes a 1 or a 2, he doesn't care what Brandon Davis does. So 2 players out there still trying to punch their tickets to tomorrow's round of 8. We go to match play in this World Putting League. All the odds will be updated tonight. Jared Bennett, the stats expert.
Yes.
Not
He's
only
on
is he-
top of it.
Yeah, he's looking at all the numbers here, Ted, but he's also sizing these guys up.
Yeah.
Like I watched him go up there and kind of punch Randy Reeves in the gut just to see what Randy would do about it. So keep that in mind.
Here we go.
This is Louis Brust.
Yeah. Should get some relief from that. Yep.
Yeah, nice effort for Louis, but won't make it to the round of 8. I'd been seeing John Ventura around here. I don't see him or Tim Talley. I don't think they can bring themselves to watch.
Yeah. There's a group huddled in there watching on the leaderboard.
All right. This is Brandon Davis at 17. He's
If
2
he
off
could-
the number. You
Hey,
need this one.
ooh.
Okay, so Brandon Davis is at 3.
He's at
He's going to
3.
have a chance to get to 4
If he
and
could hit 18.
and play his way into tomorrow.
He needs an ace on 18.
He's going to need an ace
This
at
is
18.
an exciting finish to the first day of the World Putting League.
Here's Rick Alessi trying to get out of that drama. Already at 5 under par. This is to post 6 under. That's a good putt, Ted.
That's a nice line. It's going to... That was so close.
You can't mess around with that one. That's a right edge putt. But if you make it, you cruise in. He's done for the day if this goes in. And it did. Rick Alessi, nice comeback today.
He sealed it now.
He's at 5 under. That's the 7th spot. The 8th best score is Jeremy Inabinit at 4 under par. But we've got one more left. It's Brandon Davis. Brandon Davis has to play 18, but Brandon is waiting on this man here, John Wilder. This is John Wilder at 17. You saw his first one came back to him.
Nice speed.
There you go.
Got the drop. That was nice.
And Wilder will have the honors at 18. That's Brandon there in
All
the
right,
orange
so
hat.
Brandon needs to ace this.
Yeah, if Brandon makes the ace, he and Jeremy Inabinit will have to go play for that last spot. But we're going to have John Wilder first at 18. So we're down to our last group on our last hole. It's been a heck of a day, man. I hope
It
you've
sure
had
has.
fun. I know
It's been
I have.
amazing. Absolutely. Well, I mean, the weather's been great, and the play has been spectacular. So many hole-in-ones. It's been exciting.
This is a great crew, by the way, assembled here this week.
All right.
Here we
So go.
First will be
It might
John
help him.
Wilder.
It might help him with the line here.
Well, you want to see a good one. That one, unfortunately, was not the one you want to see.
Right.
It was way too much speed. It was too far left. Obviously, John's trying. You and I have been more in his position than we've been in Brandon's position. You're the guy that just wants to get out of the way.
I've hit it a few times.
By the way, this is almost impossible. This putt breaks a foot to the left.
Yeah, it's.
And
You get over in that area, it can be tough to make that deuce.
Lightning fast, too. It goes way past if you miss it. Yeah.
Yep. And you know what? Coming back there is not so easy either.
No, you actually get back and you wonder, how did that ball stop where it did? It's so fast.
All right, here we go.
So John Wilder's in, and it comes down to this. Brandon Davis has to make this to tie Jeremy Inabinit at 4 under, and they would go battle it out for the last spot if this goes in. Pretty good.
Oh,
not
my
done yet.
gosh.
Not done yet, and it stopped. And with
Oh,
that,
wow.
Jeremy Inabinit is going to get the 8th spot, and somehow we're doing this without extra golf.
Unbelievable. That was, I mean, that was less than an inch.
Crazy.
Wow. Millimeters.
Oh, yeah, we're going to go ahead and watch Brandon Davis finish out. There's always the chance we've got a number wrong in our scoring system. We don't feel like that's the case.
Oh.
And now it's going to have to be a couple
wheels
numbers.
came off now.
Yeah, we told you how tough that
I
putt
mean,
was.
You know, he had to go for it on that, and
sure did.
Yeah.
All right, going to make the 3. So
All right.
Brandon Davis is going to wind up finishing at 2 under par, and that's it. We've got 8 players, and we got a lot of money on the line tomorrow. Pretty good stuff. So we're going to, before we wrap things up, we'll set it over to Kaz Brown.
All right, guys, I've got the Bogey Boys here with me. You maybe have seen them on social media before. So my question for you all is, what made you want to start creating golf content?
So Ryan and I were high school friends and just kind of stayed close. And once we got to college, we both worked at a golf course. TikTok was blowing up at that point. And we kind of just started like throwing up videos, not really, no serious intent. And it kind of just started to like take off, and we've built and built and built. Started doing some mini golf stuff, and so it's been really cool to work with brands like World Putting League and some other cool opportunities that have come our way. So it's been awesome.
All right, and you guys were all over the course today. I want to hear a little bit of your insight of what you thought of, today's gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, Jake and I played the course last night, so we would have definitely got killed today if we played in this competition. But yeah, there's some talent out there. A lot of aces, not too many bogeys, a lot of pars. But very everyone's focused over there, so I don't want to intrude too much. But it's been a really cool event for sure.
All right, and this is the question I've been wondering: who is the better golfer here?
So Ryan's gonna say him, and he might be right. But I'm never going to bet against myself, so I'm going to say me.
It's me without a doubt. No questions, no questions. It's myself.
All right, and tell everyone where they can find you on social media.
So So you can find us at Bogey Boys on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, wherever you watch your golf content.
All right, thanks, guys.
Well done. We appreciate that, Kaz. And how about the Bogey Boys?
Oh, man. They showed up.
Unfortunately, it was a bogey at the last. It's going to put Jeremy Inabinate in. It's Inabinate.
Yes.
I've been saying it wrong all day.
It's all right. It's like cabinet.
So here's your top 8. Joey Grable at 12 under par. Gary Hester at -9. Greg Newport at -9. Randy Reeves is at 8 under. Matt McCaslin at 7 under. Olivia Prokopova at -6. Rick Alessi at -5. And then Jeremy Inabinate at -4. Those are the big names in this sport.
Yes. The top guys, top are there. And tomorrow is going to be very, very exciting. What an amazing day. Exciting golf.
Did we go over on the ace total? We did not. We needed to get to 168.5. We got to 157.
All right.
We did happen to hit the over on the aces on number 1, though. We needed one of the last 2. We got both of the last 2.
Yes.
We almost got to 17, but a lot of the unders on day 1.
Yes.
So it was a blast. Ted,
yes,
tremendous work for Kaz Brown. Both of the Detweilers, our director, Matt Carafora. I'm Brian Katrick. Hey, we'll do this again tomorrow evening. We don't start till 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Don't miss it. We'll see you back here in Myrtle Beach.
Thank you, everybody.
Are we good? All right, I'm here with Joey Graybill. This is the man of the hour right now, going into tomorrow, our leader. How do you feel about your play today?
I played really well today. I could have played a little better at the end. I didn't really finish it off, but I played really well today.
All right, and you told me that being the leader doesn't matter until tomorrow, right? So what's the game plan tonight to get yourself refocused and ready to play again tomorrow?
I'm probably going to practice a little bit. I'll go out there and practice a few holes I think I need to work on, and I'll practice some deuce putts that I'm kind of iffy on, and I'll go home and rest the rest of the night and try to get some good sleep.
All right, Joey, thank you so much for your time, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right, and that's it from day 1. Pro League Network, WPL. We're so excited. We'll see you here tomorrow again for the finals. Thanks for watching.